Welcome back to episode number 2 at the Stupidest Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Vandeventer. Along with me, my co-host, the star.
I don't know if I'm a star, but Justin Rademacher.
Yeah, I know you're not a star, but I was trying to boost your ego to get the show started, make you feel a little better.
It does make me feel good.
I mean, for a sidekick, you're not bad.
I try to be the best sidekick / star / best human.
You're doing just fine.
I'm trying my best.
You got a face for radio.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like we're both co-hosts. We might need to get somebody to help us out. Might need to get a star.
Yeah, we could use a big name.
Who do you think we should get?
I don't know.
We should sign somebody big.
Somebody huge.
Yeah, like, what about Brady?
Brady would be good. Brady.
Tom Brady.
I don't think we can afford him.
Well, he's going to be retiring soon. Do you think he's retiring this year?
Needs a side job? I don't know if he's going to retire. Do you think he's going to retire?
I don't think he's going to retire this year. I think it's going to be maybe even a couple years before he retires.
I think he's going to try to fill both hands.
Yeah, he could. I mean, he's going to have to at least play a couple years if he wants to get to another Super Bowl, because I feel like it's going to be a Rams-Jags Super Bowl.
Oh, man. Josh would love to hear this.
I know. Rams-Jags, I'm telling you. Rams-Jags 2021.
Not going to happen.
In the year 2022, technically. But they're going to LA.
That would be the biggest turnaround in history.
It's happened before.
Worst team in NFL to go to the Super Bowl?
Maybe not to the Super Bowl, but the Rams, they did it one year. It was a few years back. They went from statistically the worst team to statistically the best offense. So not like the best team,
all right,
but they went from the worst offense to the best offense. That was the year that I think that was the year they went to the Super Bowl, or the year before. I can't remember.
I think you're way off on these stats.
I am not way off on these stats.
But maybe
I haven't looked them up, but I know for a fact that they could be out there.
Yeah? Yeah, maybe. I was happy for I was rooting for the Bills.
The Bills, that would have been an interesting Super Bowl. They haven't been there for a long time. They've never won.
No.
They went 4
Back
years
in
in
Jim
a
Kelly
row.
days.
4 years in a row and not win. That's tough.
Tell me about it. I know the feeling. Yeah, still bleed purple though, baby.
Yep.
Purple and gold. Here we go.
Go Vikes. I'll root for the Vikes.
Well, why not?
I like them.
It's always worth being disappointed.
We got a lot of Vikes fans probably listening.
Oh, I'm sure.
We got a lot of Minnesota people. I don't think we have a lot of Rams fans listening unless James is listening.
I don't think there's a lot of Rams fans out there.
I know 2, including myself.
So, do you want to start? Or
I'll start. Yeah, we can get this going. I have some life skills that I feel like people should know, and I know this is the Stupidest Podcast, so you don't have to take all my advice. But I got some.
Oh, wait, whoa! Before we get into it,
What?
we didn't even tell the fans the big news.
What's the big news?
What did we do today?
Oh, we got our podcast website going.
You can find us at www.thestupidestpodcast.com.
And that is the domain. We bought the domain and everything. So we got a legit site going. And I mean, I still got a lot of playing around to do. I want to make this thing look good, but it's looking good already.
I think we got a good start on it.
Yeah, we got a good start. It's got some stuff going. Obviously, we're going to have our episodes on there. We don't have any right now since it's February and we haven't even aired our first episode yet. But
we're getting a good start.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram now.
We got a YouTube video if you want to click our YouTube link on our website.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
I forgot. I like it. Let them enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy whatever the link brings you.
I like it. Yeah, we made some major progress today. I'm very happy with where we're going.
Yeah, it was a long day, but it was a very rewarding day. We got a lot done.
I like that we have our own website now.
Yeah.
Rather than going somewhere else.
And I'm glad we were able to get the domain, which means nobody else has the Stupidest Podcast out there. We're the first ones.
We're famous. We're going to be famous.
I'm sure we're not the last ones. They're going to probably be somebody famous, and they're going to be like, you know what? We wanted that one. We're taking it.
All the stupid people out there, and we got it.
I know.
We're Mr. Stupid.
Yes, we are the smartest, stupidest people around.
I love it. So, yeah,
Sweet.
people, come look us up. Find us on Facebook. Find us on the web.
We're going to be out there. You can listen to this. I think we're going to be trying to get Spotify. I don't know when we're going to be able to get that. Hopefully, you're listening on Spotify right now.
Apple
We'll-
iTunes.
Apple
We're going to get on there.
iTunes.
We're going to try to get on every platform that we can get on. But I know Spotify and iTunes are probably going to be the first ones that we get on.
Exactly.
It's the ones that I'm learning on how to get on.
We're learning. That's what this podcast is all about learning, because you need to learn if you're stupid.
They don't have the how-to books on this. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they're out there.
Well, they got the dumbest books, but they don't have the stupidest books.
Right? So, all right, now we can get into it. I think we're good now.
Okay, here we go. The first thing that I wanted to get into was life skills that I feel like kids need to learn before leaving home.
Oh, this is a must.
There's a lot of things that I feel like kids don't learn that they should learn. Doesn't necessarily have to be in school, but it can be at home. It can be through family, through friends. It's just something that you should know before you get into adulthood.
I like it.
So the first one I have is how to manage money. I mean, I feel like I did an okay job. Obviously, there's still things that I could do to learn more.
I think we both could have done better.
I could probably learn more now because I have been spending a lot of my money on disc golf discs.
Yeah.
I just had 4 arrive at the house today.
You like trinkets. You waste your money on trinkets.
I like trinkets. They're fun to play with and fun to look at.
But yeah, I wouldn't say we're the worst, but we definitely could have learned.
Yes. I feel like
But I feel like there's way worse kids out there.
that's what I was going to say. I feel like there's a lot of people that spend their money on stuff that you don't necessarily need. Like sometimes
Especially when they don't have it.
Yeah. Well, they'll spend the money like on stuff like, I don't know, stuff that they'll never use. Like I've seen somebody buy a car. I'm like, you already have like 2, don't you? Well, yeah. Okay. That's just.
When they don't even have a house.
Yeah. And you're like, well, I thought you wanted to do this. I thought you wanted to do that. But
Yeah, it's sad to see when these kids don't even know how to balance a checkbook or anything like that.
Yep.
But the way the world's going now is it's making people lazier and lazier, you know. Online banking. What do I need to do that for? I'll just check online.
But then something happens and,
Yeah.
I didn't check for about a week or 2 and now it's too late, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one is how to cook. I feel like everybody should learn how to cook. You don't need to learn how to cook like extravagant meals. Just learn how to cook the basics, you know? Like learn how to cook a grilled cheese sandwich or macaroni and cheese or a burger, you know, just the easy stuff. Like I know there's a lot of people out there like our age or maybe a little older, a little younger that don't know this stuff
Don't know how to cook at all.
at all.
Yeah.
Most of the meals that they eat, if not 90% of the meals they eat, are fast food or cooked for them.
How do you burn macaroni and cheese?
Well, I've done that, but
So you're saying you're one of these guys that should have learned how to cook?
I'm one of them, yes.
Okay.
But you know what? In my defense, when I burnt the mac and cheese, I was camping, and it was actually not mac and cheese. It was just the butter noodles. Have you ever had butter noodles?
Oh yeah.
It was that, and I was just trying to make them a little crispy, and they
Went
were
a little too far.
Little too far, yeah.
At least you were camping though. I mean, it wasn't like you were at home on a stove.
No, I was doing other
Big difference.
stuff.
Big
like,
difference.
I had to get my tent ready, and well, I probably already had that ready. I don't remember what the circumstances were, but I do remember I accidentally burnt some.
Okay.
All right, this next one is how to talk to strangers.
I was always told not to.
I feel like you need to talk to strangers, but you have to know how to do it in an appropriate way.
At a certain age.
At a certain age, yes.
on, let's get
As a
you smarter.
kid, you need to start learning this, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to talk to all the strangers, obviously. That's a bad idea, and that could lead
I always
to...
talk to the guy with the van with the free candy and the puppies.
Don't talk to them.
Why?
Because they're... Not all of them are bad people.
They're all bad.
I
If it
don't
says
wanna
free puppies on the side of
generalize.
the van, that's a creepy dude.
That is a creepy dude. I was just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. But Joe, if you're a kid, don't try.
All right, let's try this again. All right, state that one again. Talk to strangers. Why?
So I feel like you should learn how to talk to strangers. I'm not saying that you should talk to all of them.
So let's restate how to meet new people.
How to meet new people, yes. Because I mean,
learn how to meet new people.
That's how you can do it. You can learn either at school with all of the people. Maybe just reach out to somebody in your class that you don't really know that well.
Do you think technology has effect on this?
It definitely does.
Kids don't know. People younger.
You need to learn how to
younger people don't know how to talk to people because they're always on their phone.
In person. You need to learn how to talk to people in person rather than a text message or just message on Facebook or all that stuff. You need to learn how to...
I think this technology is making people very social awkward.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's times where I'm socially awkward for sure. But, I mean, I know how to talk to people in general. Like, that's my job at, like, 80% of the jobs I've had to learn how to...
Yeah, I don't think you're social awkward ever.
You don't think so?
Not really. Maybe a little bit, but not... I think... when you are socially awkward, I think you know how to fix it.
Okay, I'd take that.
I think when you get to that awkward point, you know how to get back on the other side of the fence.
That's true. I've had a lot of experience because, like, I feel like the most socially awkward that I get is when I say my bad jokes that I'm testing out. You know, I'm testing out a joke.
That makes things awkward.
It's
for
not.
you.
It's not a good joke, and I feel awkward, and I feel like other people think it's awkward. But I am good at getting out of that, and
I agree.
For the most part,
you do well with it.
But okay, the next one: how to manage time. I think this is a very big one. I know a lot of people in the industries that I've worked in that have struggled, and they need to learn how to get to work on time, how to manage just
job tasks.
Exactly.
I think time management, I think there's a lot of people that struggle with this. They don't realize how big the task is and how much time it's going to take to do that task.
I feel like
realistically,
we did a pretty good job of that today because we gave ourselves all day to work on this website. We didn't know exactly how long it was going to take us, but we kind of gave ourselves that leeway. We were able to still...
Well, you had me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the time manager.
Well, you did great because we still had time to... We had Domino's, not sponsored, by the way. We just played some discs. Just putted some discs around.
We did, we separated it out. We had 3 hours of work time, hour off, 3 hours of work time, little lunch, 3 hours of work time, little break.
And then it took about 3 hours to get set up.
Well, yeah.
That was all on me, though.
So, but yeah, we definitely, and that's a major part of life, I think, time management in all areas, not just your job, but everything. Everything is time management, especially if you have kids.
Or just managing your time off. Like you need to be able to have your personal time. You want to be able to spend time with loved ones. You want to be able to spend time with family, friends, like all of that. But you also have to have that time by yourself sometimes. And
yeah, I agree.
That's actually going to go along with one of my things. One thing that I like to do.
I think you're going to be way happier too.
Exactly.
So yeah. Time management is big. It's huge. It's a big thing.
We'll get into this in a little bit. I actually have some. I love walking. I like just going for walks, and that I try to actually schedule in times for myself to go walk. Obviously, it's really cold right now, but
it was so cold today.
It was negative 30?
Negative 22 when I left this morning.
It was negative 30 yesterday. I remember that.
Really?
Yep. Negative 38 to be exact.
I don't know if we hit that down there.
Wow. Yeah, it was cold. But yeah, so like these times I'm not doing it. I'm obviously managing my time in a different way.
Yeah.
But no, we'll talk about that here in a little bit though. How about just how to stand up for yourself in certain situations? Like people sometimes will take advantage of you, and you need to be able to realize what's going on and how to combat that.
I think I could have worked on this. This could have helped me a lot, especially when I was younger. I let people walk all over me.
Yeah.
But I didn't care. Like, I know a lot of people were just joking, but at the same time, they saw that I was kind of a pushover because of it, that they could just keep going with it.
No, and I've been the exact same way myself. I feel like whether it's in jobs or at school or something like that. Like you'll have somebody be like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll help." And then you realize that you're doing the whole thing, and you're like, "Well, this isn't really helping. Like this
I think we
is."
both had I think we both had a lot of trouble with this because both of us have a very hard time saying no to anybody. Hey, can you do this? Yeah, I don't want to, but I'm going to say yes. I'm going to help you.
I think you're right. I want to say no just to prove you wrong, but I can't because we
Exactly.
were
See?
both.
So, yeah.
All right, this next one is how to cope with failure.
How to cope with failure.
Yeah, I could have used that a little earlier today. I got a little upset when I missed some putts. When we were playing disc golf. I missed some putts. I got angry. I threw the disc decently hard at the chains after. But that happens, I feel. But I mean,
I think that's
I could
okay,
have
though.
learned from that experience, and I can still learn from that experience and how to cope with that. Not everything is going to go your way. You got to be able to roll with the punches and be able to learn from your failures.
I think it's a pride thing though, as well for guys too.
Well, I mean, it could be.
I don't think
for
guys
everybody.
like to admit their failures. I have a hard time admitting my failures.
Well, I mean, I do too, but I feel
it's a prideful thing for me.
If you're able to admit it at an earlier age, I feel like you're going to be able to actually be more successful in the end, really, because you're going to have more experience. Because just learning comedy, I've learned that sometimes you just got to go out there and fail. And if
you ask any major comedian, their biggest learning points was when they failed.
Yeah, who remembers all of their successes? No, you remember the bad times, and you learn from those because you don't want that to happen again.
Yep.
I feel like it's in human nature to learn from that.
But there's also people that try to admit failure too soon.
That could be an issue also.
There's a fine line there, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that maybe to just get too upset or too frustrated before.
And give up too early.
That could be.
So, I mean, there's a fine line there, I think, probably.
Yeah, you got to learn on both ends of the spectrum. You don't want to just
give up.
Yep. How would I find a job? I feel like this one can be learned in school.
Yeah, that's one thing I wish they would have focused in school. Job applications or something like that a little better. Excuse me.
I mean, you got to be able to learn how to get your resume built and how to tailor it to the job and learn how to get your cover letters written.
How to lie on your resume better.
I mean, yeah, you could try to learn how to lie, but
I feel like after being a manager, I've seen so many good liars on resumes.
That will definitely get you the job, but that might not have a whole long.
Fake it till you make it, baby. Fake it till you make it.
I mean, I've bent the truth probably on my resume. I don't think I've lied straight up.
I've never lied on a resume, but I've seen people that have and gotten the job over me, and I go, what? Come on.
Yeah,
I definitely know I'm better than that person. And then you find out that their resume said this and this, and they're like, oh, okay. So all I needed to do was lie on my resume and I could have got the job? I could have done that.
Yep. No, actually, I thought about doing that on my comedy resume because I used to live at an apartment complex called At the Lake. So I was going to be like, you know what? I've done all of these shows at the lake. And they'd be like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Like, tell me about these shows at the lake. Well, I was just in my bedroom by myself. But
yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something that they didn't really cover much in school, I feel like.
No, and I feel like they taught it more in college, which is appropriate because as you're going through college, you're getting all these applications and all this, and they want to kind of get...
They should have definitely taught it earlier, though.
Yes, they want to get their students in because obviously they've spent all this extra money at their establishment.
I feel like they should have covered that and covered tax forms, W-2s. I've met guys today that are in their 40s and going, oh, what do I put on my W-2? What do I claim? What do I do for this and that? And I'm like, you're 40. How do you not know how to fill out a W-2 yet?
But yeah, no,
they definitely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They should have covered that stuff a little bit better in school, rather than some of these things that they're teaching.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, so this next one how to do laundry. I learned this at a pretty young age, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good at this one. I know how to do my laundry. I don't like doing my laundry.
Really, I enjoyed it
Really.
or enjoy it.
I don't. I got
I
laundry up in
find
my
that
room right now. That's
well,
done pretty
well,
good.
that's when I find time to write my comedy.
Okay.
See, I loved going when I had to go to the laundromat. I loved going down to the laundromat, sitting there because that's when I read a book or I wrote my comedy.
Interesting. I've never really thought about that.
You
I
gotta
usually.
you gotta wait for it anyway.
That's true. That's a good idea. I think I might do that. I mean, I'm not necessarily the type that will sit and write a joke, but I can think about jokes that I have had
Right.
come up because I'm more of a I get inspired like throughout the day. Like I just if something pops up, I'm like, oh, there's something there, and then I kind of dive into it from there. I don't necessarily write it until it comes up, I guess. All right, this next one is how to be organized. I feel like I learned this
At a very
too
early age.
too much.
Uh,
I am overly organized.
yeah, you're way more organized than me.
But I feel like it's a good thing to be organized. I obviously am aware that I'm overdoing it, but there's a point where I feel like it's a good thing, and then there's a point where it's OCD like mine. So I see both ends of the spectrum. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean,
Me and you could probably meet halfway in the middle.
oh, we would be the perfect organized person
Oh yeah.
if we just met in the middle.
You know how last episode we were talking about TV shows that we would have been great in.
Yep.
I think the two of us would be great as the odd couple.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good combo right there.
That would be the greatest show ever. Me and you as the odd couple.
We can just make
Because
this
you're the
show
OCD
that show.
clean freak, and I'm not.
We'll make this show that show without the visuals.
Yeah, yep. I'll clean you up though. You'll be the opposite.
Sweet. All right, this next one, I'm just gonna make this one the last one that I have, but just how to drive safely.
There are so many bad drivers out there.
I have seen so many. There's people that drive professionally that I've seen. I was up in Michigan, and I was driving. I saw a FedEx driver literally cut me off within a foot of the front of my bumper to get to the stop sign 2 seconds before me, and he didn't need there was no reason for him to do that. And I ended up trying to call him in, but they sent me somewhere, and it took like 20 minutes to finally get to somebody, and I just gave up. And I just wanted that guy to lose his job because he was the worst driver I've ever seen.
How do you think they fix it? What do you think? What do you think?
Well,
Because to be honest, I don't know if it's the younger crowd. I'm not saying there isn't bad drivers as younger.
it's
but
everybody.
I think you should have to take the driving test every 20 years.
At least every
Up
so
into
often,
a
yeah.
certain
Maybe every decade even.
yeah. And then after a certain age, like every other year or something.
And it doesn't have to be as intense as the first one.
No.
Just
the basics.
yeah, just the basics. Just like, okay, are you still
All right, you're still good, sir.
yeah.
Or ma'am.
Yeah, who's ever driving, like they should at least know the basics so they don't cause accidents, and especially if you're in a position to do it professionally. That's what really gets me.
Yeah, but if we were all perfect, I think I'd miss the road rage.
That's true. You do get some aggression out there. That makes you feel better about everything in life.
The comedy in that is great.
Oh yeah, I got some jokes about that. All right, I think it's your turn.
Okay. Okay. My first question for you would be, if you won the lottery, since the big lottery just went out, I think it was at like $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
What would have been the first thing you would have bought?
The first thing I would have bought, I don't know. I think I would want to buy some land.
Oh, you nailed it.
I think I would want to buy some land somewhere
much?
where I could. I don't need a lot of it. I would want maybe somewhere up here in this area, maybe like 20 to 40 acres. You know, just somewhere where I can build what I want, do what I want, and still have like my own private little space.
Give me 2,000 acres.
I don't need 2,000 acres. That would be sweet. But
Give me 2,000 acres because then I don't. You know, I thought about this when I wrote this question because for the longest time I thought I don't need much, which I really don't. I don't need an expensive vehicle. I don't need all these hot rods and all that. I'm gonna buy a couple of hot rods and
Well,
all. But I always said I don't need a big house. I don't need a big fancy car. But then I started thinking about it. You have a lot of money. If you don't do something to get away from people, I feel like there's going to be a lot of people coming after you.
oh yeah, and I mean, if you have that much land, it's
They're
gonna you don't know where you're gonna be on that land. Like even if they know where you're at geographically, it's still gonna be tough.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say 2,000.
Wow. Okay. That's a good. I like that idea.
Then I don't have to worry about a neighbor either.
You don't have to worry about neighbors for wherever you are on that property. I bet.
Exactly.
Could I have like 20 or 40 of those?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, we're friends, so yeah.
Okay.
You're in.
So I'd be able to find you
You
on
make
that.
it. I mean, you barely make the cut, but you're
Okay.
in.
Nice.
I get you a Geo.
Okay. Dang. Do I even get like? Can I like? Do I have to sleep in that, or do I get like my own
Oh no,
cabin?
I get you a Windstream or something.
Okay.
Park on the land.
Nice. You're so generous.
I take care of my own. What can I say?
I was gonna say I'd probably get you some Dominoes or something.
Oh, no, like my own store?
I'll get if I had that much money, I'd get you your own store if that's what you wanted.
I would hate that.
I wouldn't want to run it.
I wouldn't want to run it either.
I've,
I'm not gonna say no though. It's income.
if I had that money, I would still want to have some sort of a job, but I wouldn't necessarily want it to be.
Would you keep your
That's
job?
a lot of pressure.
Would you keep your job?
I would keep. Yeah, I would keep this job that I have now.
I don't. See, I looked into that too, and a lot of things that I read up on that was you have potential of because you have more money than the company that you work for now,
Mm-hmm.
that your company would try to sue you for doing things wrong.
Wow, I wasn't even thinking about that.
I didn't think about that either, but I read up on that and I was like, oh gosh, that's a good point. I never thought of that.
I might not keep my job. I might find other things to do. I might just find a lot of hobbies.
I think you'd have to start up your own company or something. Like,
Yeah,
well, we
you're
could
not
do
gonna.
this. We could do this forever then,
Yeah, you wouldn't want to sue yourself, I would hope.
right? So, that's my
Man,
question.
that's a good thing to think about now. I don't know if I. Well, I would. I still want to win the lottery.
Oh,
I
right.
don't. I don't know if I would
That's-
want to
that-
keep my job though.
That's too much money, though.
That is too much money. I would definitely have to. I would want to do stuff like how like people like just give away.
That's
presents.
way too many eyes on me.
That's yeah. I would want to give away presents. Like I have this beard. I could be Santa all year long and just give away presents to children across the country.
That'd be a crazy life change. Going from average Joe to literally one of the richest people in the world.
That's a huge lifestyle.
At a billion,
change.
I mean, how many billionaires are in this world, do you think?
I don't know
mean,
the
you
exact
could-
number. There's not.
It
a
can't be
ton.
that.
Not a.
You're in a top 100 list. I'm guaranteeing that.
Yep.
That's crazy money.
I can't even imagine having that much money. It'd be interesting to like test yourself, see what you'd do. They should have like some sort of a simulation where you get to win the lottery, and then
That'd be cool.
you
That,
get to
that
do-
could be a game we could come up with.
That would be a lot of fun, I think. Because I mean, a lot of people that do win the lottery, they tend to go through that money like nothing. They end
They
up
should make a
broke
TV
like
show
7
about it.
years later or something. They do. I don't remember what it's called, but there is a TV show about people that have won the lottery and what has happened in their life after.
No, I'm saying like they should make a game show like that where they give you a million or something
yeah.
like that, and if you can,
See, just follow your life that year.
if you
See-
can make and gain that that million, if you can get gains off of it, then you get to keep.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, give somebody $1 million, and if by the end of the year,
I don't know how
whatever they have at the end of the year after that million is theirs, they have to give that million back at the end of the year, so they can either sit on it and gain interest or whatever but they get to keep everything after that million.
That'd be cool.
That'd be an interesting.
I'd
watch
TV
that show.
Yeah. I feel like that could be a big loss for the TV show, though.
Oh, if something went bad, yeah. Especially if
maybe if it goes so bad that they come in and step in and say, "All right, you're done."
Yeah, what if they just blow through that $1 million and they're dead?
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a good TV show.
Yeah, maybe this is why we don't think of TV shows like that, I guess.
Yeah, they think of all the other stuff. I just think of the concept. I'm gonna let everybody else think of the downfalls.
Yeah, they'll close us down real quick.
Oh yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Oh, okay. Actually, I saw something that you posted not too long ago that I was very interested in, and I was not sad, but I wanted to be there. You had a blanket fort that you built.
Yeah,
I wish I could have been there.
My daughter's at that age.
That's a good age.
She's at that age where blanket forts are the thing.
That looked like a big blanket fort too.
Well, we had all the nieces and nephews over, and so it had to be bigger. We had to have we made that fort big enough to where 4 or 5 of us could fit under there, and we watched movies. We had like snack time under there. It was a good time.
That sounds amazing.
Oh man, and watching those kids, seeing their imagination just take over was awesome. I'm like, oh. I became a big kid again.
Were you like trying to help them, or were you like kind of?
I was in there.
Were you giving them free range though? Were you letting them kind of explore their ideas, or were you like, this is how it's done?
At first,
okay.
when we were building, I'm like, no.
Yep.
We got to go this way. We got to do it this way. Trust me. I've got years of experience here, kid.
They have to have the structure, right? Yeah. It can't fall down on you mid-movie.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I mean, I like the fact that you did allow them to have that.
Yeah. Once I got the base built up, then their imagination went wild.
That's cool.
Because I think they went from this is a rocket ship to, oh my gosh, it's like we're at the circus.
Heck, that's an interesting concept. You can be a circus rocket ship.
Oh, it was cool. It was cool seeing their imaginations going.
That is cool. What movie did you watch?
We watched the new Disney Soul.
That is a great movie.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it like 2.5, maybe 3 times.
It was a great movie.
It was a very good movie. If you haven't seen it, Soul. It's on Disney Plus. I don't know where else it is, if it is anywhere else, but it is.
We should get some sponsors because we plug people
in
we're so plugging. Well.
We are not sponsored by anybody yet, so anything you hear from us on this podcast at this moment is not sponsored. That
Disney, you just got free advertisement from our podcast.
That message was actually sponsored by me. Just kidding. Man, no, I want to build a blanket fort.
Did you build a lot when you were a kid? Did you have the fort?
I tried. Oh yeah, I tried building like the pillow fort and the blanket fort, and I tried all the different
we built
structures,
all kinds of forts, tree houses, all that when I was a kid.
I never got into the tree house. I wanted to. I just never had. I lived in apartments for most of my life.
Yeah.
I would get out every now and then. I'd go to a friend's house and we'd be able to build something there and stuff like that, but I never got the chance to build it, sit and spend the time constructing it, you know what I mean?
I got lucky. I grew up on the, both my grandparents were farmers, so we had all that old farm equipment sitting out there and stuff. We could climb on and pretend we're forts and all that.
That's the perfect environment for it. I feel like right now, where I'm living at, I live on 20 acres right now. I feel like I could just go build a tree fort if I wanted to.
Go do it. Go live your childhood dream, man.
I might have to do that. I'm going to build a tree fort, and then I'm going to put a blanket fort inside that tree fort and watch movies.
Dude, I got the greatest idea, and you're going to love it. Just popped into my mind.
What?
You build your tree house.
Yep.
Okay? You have a deck off your tree house.
Done.
That's your tee box.
That sounds amazing
for your disc golf.
We do that on the deck that we have right now.
That's
one of our tee boxes for the Roddy's route that we got going on.
I like it.
I know, I like that too. It's like I said in the first podcast, we have 27 holes at our house right now. We have 3 different courses, 3 different 9-hole courses. One of them is called Roddy's Route that I designed. It was pretty sweet.
And in case you're wondering, you have to be invited because it's a private course, and I have yet to get my invite.
You're getting your invite soon. You kind of played.
Yeah, I kind of did play. I did. We putted inside the house. I mean, it was 20 below this morning,
yeah.
so yeah.
We didn't want to play outside today. It was too cold. No, you can definitely come play though. And if there's anybody out there that is interested in playing, I might invite a couple people. I can't invite everybody.
Yeah. What are you going to do if this blows up and all of a sudden you get hit by 10,000 people?
I'm going to say no a lot. I'm going to learn how to say no, and you guys are going to have to learn about rejection. So I apologize in advance. Okay, so I got something going on here. I was just talking about some life lessons and stuff. These are the hardest life lessons that I feel like people have learned in their lives through some sort of experience. I just want to kind of talk about them, see what you think, see maybe what kind of experience they might have had to go through to learn something about some of these. Just want to see what your take is on some of this. So the first one I got is, not everybody likes you, but that doesn't mean that everybody dislikes you. What do you feel about that?
Say that again?
So not everybody likes you, right? Like, not everybody likes you, but not everybody dislikes you.
Okay.
So that's like a mindset that I feel like people need to learn, that, okay, like, this person doesn't like me, but that doesn't mean they don't not like me.
See, this is something new to me. For the longest part of my life, I didn't think anybody out there didn't like me.
Okay.
I didn't find a reason for people not to like me.
I've had the opposite. I've had where I felt like I knew the people that liked me, and then the people that disliked me, I found out later in life that wasn't true in a lot of cases. And so I don't feel like I necessarily did anything negative to the people that didn't like me. I just maybe didn't hang out with them or didn't talk to them as much. But then later on, I found out, like, no, like, maybe one of them had a crush on me. And I'm like, how did you, like, you didn't give me that vibe, you know? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just kind of an interesting little thing that I learned, and I thought that was it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of weird, though. I mean, to think somebody out there didn't like me.
I feel like there's definitely people out there that don't like me now, but I mean, it is what it is, you know? There's going to be people that don't like you.
Do you think you know who doesn't like you? I couldn't tell you who doesn't like me right now.
I don't think I could tell you.
I know there's probably people out there, but I just don't know who.
Yeah, I know there's people that probably don't like me, and there's definitely people out there that don't talk to me. Obviously, I don't talk to, like, most of my exes, right. But I mean, I don't think they dislike me. It just, maybe there was something that just didn't work out, so we're not together, you know?
All right.
There's a lot of people like that, I feel.
Yeah, I guess so.
The next one is, not all things will work out the way that you planned. I learned that the hard way, because
I hate that, though.
Why do you hate that?
I want my plan to go through. I want it to fall through.
You want it to fall through? So
I want it to work.
Okay, yeah. Well, obviously you want it to work, but, like, not everything you plan is going to go the way you plan it.
I know, but I don't like it when it doesn't work.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, though. You got to be able to adapt, you know?
Yeah. Oh.
That was loud. That was my computer. I apologize. It went to sleep.
I liked it. It's good.
It's very relaxed.
It was a relaxing alarm. Yeah.
The next one is, sometimes they just don't love you back, you know? Most of the time, it has nothing to do with you. You're not worthless because somebody that you loved doesn't love you back. Have you ever had any kind of an experience like that?
No, everybody loves me.
I thought we were just talking about you learning that people don't like you.
Yeah, well, I'm not accepting it yet.
So you're in the learning process.
I'm still in the learning process of that one. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I just think that's an interesting concept because, I mean, it doesn't mean that they didn't love you. It's just that maybe something else happened and now it's a different situation, and it's not that you're not worthless. It's just you aren't the person that they want to be with.
That's hard to accept.
It is very hard to accept. And that's why I said these are some of the hardest life lessons that people have learned.
These are tough.
And yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta.
They're making me sad.
Well, we want to experience every
Yeah.
human emotion
Yeah, we did
on the
say that,
Stupidest
didn't we?
podcast.
We're hitting them. We're hitting them.
All right, here's another hard lesson for you. No matter how much you love the person, if they aren't right for you, you should leave. How do you feel about that?
That sucks.
That does suck.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I mean,
But you know what?
I feel like I've had this situation.
Better to live in love than not loved at all.
Exactly. I've had this situation before, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about that one in particular, is because sometimes you're with somebody and it's amazing. They're great. They're a great person. You're a great person. But you know what? You're not great together. You know?
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta
Let it
accept
go.
the facts and let it go. All right, here's another one. Listen to the people who tell you what you don't want to hear. Because that's when you're going to learn the real lessons.
Do you think you listen?
I listen sometimes, not all the time. Like I said in the first episode, like I will listen to whatever advice people have.
Do you ever hear that advice and at the end of it, not listen to them, not listen to them, not listen to them, and then finally you do what they say, and you go back to that person and go, God, I wish I would have listened to you.
Oh, I've done that. Yep.
I've done that a lot.
I've done that with many different things in my life, and I've talked to the people after the fact, and
You've
I'm
done
like,
that to me.
Yes, I have. I know what you're talking about, and I will explain that to anybody that wants to learn in a personal message
Yep.
through something. I don't need to explain that one.
Yep.
All right, this one's don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they could mean to you until they're gone. How do you feel about that one?
Say it again.
That's a hard one. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone. You never know how much they could mean to you until they're gone.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. That one, not a tough one, but that one hurts.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely tugging at the old heartstrings.
Well, I mean, that could be a lot of things. That could be maybe just an old friend that you had maybe in high school, or somebody that you...
It's definitely somebody you're going to miss.
You're going to miss them a lot. That's a tough one. Like I said, not everything on here can be...
Yeah.
We gotta hit the other emotions too, but...
Yeah, I definitely have been there. I definitely, on all spectrums, loved ones that have died to friends that I've lost.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right, here's another one. This one's a little more happy, I guess. So that sometimes being courageous is just going to bed saying, you know what? I'll try again tomorrow. That can be courageous sometimes. Maybe you just had a bad day and you just need to try again tomorrow.
That's a good one.
That could be somebody out there, if you're listening and maybe you're having a bad day, maybe that's why you're listening to the Stupidest podcast. You just want to feel smart and listen to guys that
are dumber than a box of rocks.
Yeah, so you can make yourself feel better. But maybe it's just because you gotta sit down, relax, sleep it off, try again tomorrow.
Things always get better.
Oh yeah.
When you're at rock bottom, there's only one way to go. That's up.
That is up.
So.
Nope, I got one more. So family. This was another one that kind of tugs at the heartstrings a little bit, but depending on your situation, I guess. But family isn't always family. Sometimes family is never family. Your family are the people that care for you and who care about you. Your family could be your close friends, your pets, anyone.
I was going to just, before you even said the last part, I'm like, your family?
Yep, your family too.
You've always been like a little brother to me.
Yep, I got a lot of family out there. I got a lot of physical blood relatives, but I also have a lot of blood not blood brothers out there. And you're one of them.
I like the setting, especially at work. If you get the right job where you feel like family.
Yes. Like in The Office, where Michael thinks the whole office is his family.
Yep, right. But yeah, yeah. There's definitely more non-blood family out there.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're living a good life if that's the case.
Yep.
I feel like I have a lot of that too, where I have a lot of family out there that I could reach out to that I'm not related to. And if
We got a lot of brothers.
yeah.
A few sisters out there,
Oh, yeah.
but we got a lot of brothers.
Yeah, if anything ever were to go the way that we weren't planning, like I was saying,
I
to
feel
help
like
us
there's
out.
people out there.
Oh, yeah.
So
If you ever need to, that couch you're sitting on, you can sleep on it if you ever want to.
I'm gonna tonight.
There you go.
All right. What age and where would you like to retire?
What age and where, huh? I would like to retire relatively early,
Really?
if I could. I mean, I don't ever want to not be doing anything. So, like I said, if I were to win the lottery or I were able to
Become a
somehow
famous comedian.
become a famous comedian, somehow get to where I don't have to do anything, I'm still going to want to do something.
So that's not retirement. I'm saying you're done. You're staying at home with the wife. You're calling it quits. What age? You got your dream job. So we'll go this spectrum. You got your dream job. You're a famous comedian. You got good money. You're not rich, but you're well off. When you calling it quits? When you staying at home?
I'm going to say 59.
Whew, that's young.
That is young. I want to say 59 because I still want to be able to travel where I want to. I want to be able to play golf where I want to. I want to be able to play disc golf, bowl. I want to be able to do all of the fun activities while I'm still physically able to do them. And I'll have the time, I'll have the money, I'll still have most of the energy. I'll be able to maybe take that time to work out and maybe get in shape for the first time in my life.
I don't think I'll ever retire.
You don't think so?
No.
What do you think you'll do once you get to the retirement age? Do you think you're going to be doing something else? If you have your dream career and you are a famous comedian and you have a podcast and you were able to do everything you've ever wanted to career-wise.
Doing it till the day I die.
Okay.
That's just how my family is, though.
That is, I've met your family. That is how they are.
My family, especially the farming side of my family, even after they got done farming, they still went back to work. I just think that's just the way it is. Like, I don't know. I think I'd get bored.
That's kind of what I was getting at. So, like, if I were to get to that retirement age, like, I used to work for a company that was amazing. I used to work for a professional baseball team. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the name or not, so I'm not going to, but they're in Minnesota, and they're the professional baseball team. I worked for them for quite a while as an usher. That was the most fun I've had at a job anywhere. And if I were to be able to have a retirement job, that's where I would want my retirement to be.
You were good at it.
It was a fun job.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think I'll ever retire.
What kind of job do you see yourself doing? Say you aren't able to do your other stuff anymore. Your dream job is no longer relevant. You're not able to do
I'm
any
going to
of
be
that.
a Walmart greeter.
Okay.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your shit and get out.
Changing your name to Walter.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd do something. I don't know. Podcasting, hopefully, if there's money in it.
Yeah.
Or
even if there isn't, I bet you could still just do it for fun. I mean, right now we're not making a ton of money. Obviously, we don't have any sponsors yet.
I mean, there's always stuff out there. I don't think I could landscape the rest of my life, obviously, but
that would be a little difficult.
But
physically.
I don't know. Something I could do, I'm sure.
Otherwise,
detail cars or something. I don't know.
I really just want to find hobbies that I would like to do for a long time. Like, that's what I want to get into. That's why I like the hobbies that I do. It's something that I can do in retirement.
Right.
All of the stuff that I do, I can do for a long time, I feel.
Maybe I'll be a bowling coach.
There you go.
I don't know. Something.
You know a lot of bowling coaches. You could definitely do great at that.
Absolutely. You did 2 in a row. I'm going to do another one.
I didn't do 2 in a row.
Didn't you do 2 in a row?
No, I just have long ones.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, you go. I have
okay.
long ones. So if you want to do a couple in a row, you're fine.
I'll do one more. If you could commit a crime and get away with it, what crime would you do?
If I could get away with it, huh? Man, there's a lot of different crimes out there that you could do. And so I get away with it 100%. I don't have to worry about any...
You're not going to jail. You're scot-free.
I'm not smart enough for it.
But you got to live with your conscience about it.
Okay. I'm not smart enough to do it right now. But if I got a team together that was smart enough to do it, I want to do some sort of Ocean's 11 type heist.
That'd be cool.
I think that'd be so fun. Just be like the guy that like sneaks in. I don't know how I would do it, but I want to learn how to do it and be a part of that.
I don't know though. It would have to be a very close group of people.
Well, if I'm
like in the movie, those guys were all friends.
That's true. If I'm getting away with it,
but
I know I'm getting away with it, so I don't have to be as... I don't have to...
Yeah, you're getting away with it, but are you going to be able to trust the people that you were with?
Oh, yeah, because you want to be able to...
You want to go with that group crime, and that's...
You don't want to...
You may have gotten away with it, but now you got to worry about all the group around you.
That's true.
That's why I'm saying you got to have the close group then.
You want to be able to survive that. Yeah, because somebody out there is probably like, you know what? If we axe him, we get a little extra money, you know? Yeah, that's a tough one. I'd get all my closest friends then because...
Yeah.
I'd have to if I wasn't even thinking of that. You just said the legal aspect of it was good. You didn't say anything about my teammates.
See?
How about you? What are you doing for...
Well, I'm definitely not smart enough for what I would do, but I'd do some kind of cyber crime, I think.
Okay. Like similar to that where you're like, is it like a money that you're trying to get? Or
I would tie something into where I'm like taking a couple of dollars from every transaction.
Kind of like the office, like Office Space?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, almost exactly like that.
Interesting. You're going to have a team.
I'm definitely not smart enough.
I was going to say, you're going to have a team to help you out because that's a lot of smart stuff that you got to go through.
Yeah, but I would want to do it myself. I wouldn't want a team.
Well,
I don't want to look
the trust thing.
I don't want to look over my shoulder the rest of my life.
Yeah, because you never know who or what saw you do what you did over the internet.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a camera. I've got a camera pointing at me right now, and I don't know
who's watching
me, and they're just probably looking at me in my blanket on my couch with a microphone.
Always something up to your mouth.
That doesn't sound right.
All right, what's yours? What's your next one?
The next one, I talked about this a little bit earlier. One thing that I really enjoy doing on my free time, it allows me to think. It allows me to just have some me time when I need to get away from everything. I just enjoy walking, either listening to music, listening to a podcast, just not listening to anything except my thoughts, in a field, into nature, anything. Just go for a walk. I want to get away from everything for a little while. I'm going to walk away. And I got some benefits of walking.
Okay.
Obviously, all the things that I just said are benefits of walking. But I found a list out there that has a few other benefits. Like, how about it's low impact exercise? I'm getting up there in age. I'm 30 now.
Yeah, you're almost a cripple.
I know. That's a tough age. I had a sore back recently.
Well, you gotta trim that beard.
Yeah, it's given too much stuff.
Too much pull.
Yep. I like it though. It's growing pretty long right now. This is the longest I've ever had a beard.
It's looking good. It's looking good. You know I'm a beard guy.
Yeah. All right, here's another one. It helps with weight management. This is one of the reasons why I lost the little bit of weight that I did.
Yeah.
I lost, within the last couple of years, I've lost about 20 pounds or so.
Go sit on it.
It was because I got out there and I started walking. And I mean, I'm not doing, I don't go to the gym.
I know you
I'm
don't.
not doing any of that. I'm out
That's why
there.
I'm angry.
I'm playing games.
That's why I'm over
I'm
here angry.
walking.
You walk and lose weight. I'm hitting the gym and I'm gaining.
Well, maybe your metabolism needs to learn from my metabolism.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
I think I just need to change my diet.
That could be. I mean, that's one thing that also helped. I do that Sober October thing that a couple other people do. I know Joe and
Bert and all them
Bert
guys.
and Tom. Yeah. They all do that. I did that the last 2-3 years, and that's when I lost most of my weight, was when I wasn't drinking the pop. I wasn't eating the sugar. That was the main ones.
I'm still going strong. I'm a year and... Let's see, October, November, December, January. I'm a year and 3 or 4 months sober.
Wow, that's real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing real good.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the reasons, too. I haven't really, ever since I moved up to the Duluth area, it's been about just over a year. Actually, probably about the same length. And I haven't really, I drank a little bit last night. We had some beverages, but...
Nice.
I mean, otherwise, I'm not drinking nearly as much like when we were bowling.
Oh, you were around me. That was a bad influence.
I mean, there was other times I was drinking too, but I like I said in the first podcast, I don't typically drink to excess. Obviously, I told the 2 stories where I did, but
yeah, you usually behave pretty well.
I try.
Yeah.
Don't always succeed, but
it's good to let your hair down every once in a while.
Exactly.
Especially with all you got.
Nah, I don't have a lot of hair except on my face. All right, so this next one, it doesn't require special equipment to walk. You don't need to get anything.
Well, it could.
If you got to get
You're going long distances? Shoes? Knee brace, maybe?
Maybe.
Back brace, maybe?
I guess.
What's your body type like?
I'm not thinking of all of the extra stuff like that, I guess. This is not my list.
But yes,
this
it is definitely probably a
found.
cheap sport.
I mean, it's way cheaper
sport.
than a lot of the sports I've played, like golf.
Like disc golf?
Golf.
You're blowing through the money in disc golf right now.
I have a lot of discs right now. But you know what? I'm going to have these for the rest of my life. I'm going to be able to play this sport for a long time, and for the next few years, it's going to be free for me. Well, probably not, because I'm probably going to buy more.
See?
It's going to be cheaper.
You're enjoying yourself, though. That's good, though. You found a hobby. I like it.
Other sports, like, I've heard hockey's pretty expensive. I never got into that sport.
I never got into hockey.
I mean, you got to get that ice time. You got to buy the equipment.
I like hockey, though. I wish I would have got into it.
I wish I would have, too, but I mean, I'm not...
It sounds so expensive.
Yeah, I'm not into buying all that extra stuff. I played baseball. I played football. I bought that equipment, but I didn't need to buy a stick. I didn't need to buy all that.
Skates, pads.
I bought skates for baseball.
Did you?
No, I didn't. All right, the next one is... what is the next one? Let's go... It improves your mood. Well, it improves my mood. Whenever I'm having a bad day, or I just, like I said, I need to get away. Whenever I'm listening
I think that's exercising in general, though. I think it gets your, what do you call it, the endorphins going or whatever?
Yeah, it gets your blood flowing, and it gets everything going and makes you feel better. Just in general, having that going on. It also reduces stress. It reduces the risk of heart disease. You don't have to pay for it unless you're going... If you're going to go do it at like a ball game or something. You're going to have to pay for the ticket at the ball game, but why would you want to go walk it? You got to watch the game and buy hot dogs and beer and do other stuff there.
Right.
So, I mean, I feel like it's a fairly inexpensive sport, which is one of the benefits.
Sounds like everybody just needs to start walking more.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
That's what you're getting at, huh?
I feel, or if you don't like it, you
can
do other...
point that over at me, like, hey, Justin, get up off your butt and go do something.
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying to say nicely here?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting you.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're letting down.
No, I'm not directing this at you. This is directed at everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Everybody needs to do it. You guys are
Get out and
all
walk a little bit.
lazy. No,
What you need to do out there, people, is throw in your earbuds, listen to the Stupidest podcast, and
That's
go walk
the reason
a
I'm
little.
trying to talk about it.
I
keep
get what you're
pushing that
doing.
podcast,
There we go.
hoping that they listen to our podcast.
There we go.
You can listen to other podcasts too, but that Stupidest podcast should be
Just
top
think if
on
they
the
walk
list.
the entire time during our podcast.
That's
With our episodes, how long they are.
That's a long episode. That's a long walking session.
It's good for you.
It is. If you walk the entirety
You
of
just
one
named
of our...
all the good things that's good for.
Exactly. If there is anybody out there that does a walk and you listen to an entire episode of one of our podcasts and you let me know about it, I will give you that next episode for free. You aren't going to have to pay for it.
Whoa.
Just let me know.
Whoa.
I know. I'm that generous.
God.
And
How are we supposed to get rich? You keep giving all these things away for free.
And for those of you that don't know, each episode is free to everybody. So I'm not being generous. This is the Stupidest podcast. That was a stupid thing to say. I don't know why I said it.
Oh, had me worried for a minute.
I know.
All right, my turn?
Your turn. You're good.
All right. What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear, man.
Something you're scared of.
One thing I'm scared of.
It doesn't have to be one. You can do a couple.
I'll do a couple. One of the things that I don't really have an excuse to have this fear, because I live in Minnesota, but is to be stuck in the middle of the ocean with, like, if I'm in a life preserver, or like I've been on cruises and stuff, so I mean that could possibly happen, but I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the ocean because I don't know enough about the ocean. I love the ocean, but I don't know enough about it and how to survive in a situation like that.
There's a lot of people scared of the ocean, though, man. So that's a pretty normal fear.
I mean, yeah, because there's so much out there that there's so much beneath you that
you just don't know
what's gonna come up and get me. You know?
Right. I get that. I don't think I'm scared of that, but I get it. I definitely understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of other fears. What was one of your fears? I'll think of a couple other ones. But
well, I think you know one of mine, but clowns.
Clowns are... That's a good one for you.
I hate clowns.
Which is weird, because isn't your favorite band the Insane Clown Posse?
No, definitely not. I do not like clowns. You know, and growing up, my mom would, why do you hate a clown? They got a smile painted on. Yeah, well, if they're really that happy, why do they got to paint it on? All right, that's what I'm saying. Like, just smile. I can smile. I don't need to paint it on.
Yeah, you can show your appreciation for whatever's going on with a genuine smile.
Yeah, you don't have to paint it on. That evil painted smile.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't like them. Something about them.
Well, there's genuine fear, especially what happened a few years ago with the clown scare.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. They're popping out everywhere and all that, just randomly.
You got the It movies to creep you
I think
out.
that's what did it for me, too. I saw It at a very young age.
Have you watched the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I did it only because I had to face my fear.
Okay, yep.
This kind of thing. Like, I remember ordering it, and I had family members going, you watched that? I'm like, it was tough, but I had to, I did it because I wanted to try to face my fears.
Yeah. Actually, that does bring up another. I have a childhood fear that I still haven't gotten over yet.
What's that?
I got sick pretty bad on the tilt-a-whirl as a kid.
So you're scared of the tilt-a-whirl?
I'm scared of the tilt-a-whirl. I
Wow.
feel like I want to try to get over that fear, but I don't know how I would feel. Like, I mean, I've ridden a lot of other rides since then, so I feel like I could get over that fear eventually. I don't know, maybe the next time I see a tilt-a-whirl, I'll give it a whirl.
And that's the king of the dad jokes for you folks.
Yep, that's that is one that I wrote down too.
That you
actually,
wrote?
yeah.
Wrote?
I wrote.
Nice.
Yep, pretty good at writing jokes.
You're a great rotor.
I'm a rotor, a router.
Another one for me is this is kind of a deep one. Dying alone.
Dying alone, like. How do you mean? Do you mean like you're
That grouchy old man in an old musky house alone.
so you don't have a wife, you don't have like do you fear losing a close one like that, or do you fear maybe not finding that close one?
Probably
Which, like, both?
both.
Okay.
Both. Just being alone. Dying alone.
You'll
Nobody around.
You'll always have me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have.
Yeah, but what if you go first?
I'm not gonna have that kind of relationship with you, though.
Yeah, don't lie.
I mean, if it gets to that point.
It will never get to that point. Yeah, I mean, it's a big fear of just.
No, that's a fear of mine too. I mean, I'm a single guy still, and you gotta always have that in the back of your head that it's a possibility. And again, even if you do find that somebody and you are with them 30, 40, 50 years from now,
Right.
it could happen. And then all of a sudden you live 70 years. That's a 20, 30-year gap.
Of being alone.
Yep.
Yeah. Scary.
We're hitting all the emotions today.
Yeah.
Getting the fear. We got a little sadness going on. We got some happiness, some joy. Man.
Little exercise.
Little exercise, yeah.
So.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of another fear. I'm looking at one of the albums over there, and one of the things that gets me is bugs. Not necessarily all bugs, but like the bugs that can like get inside of you.
Like what?
Those, like, I don't know if they're in lakes or the ocean or what they are, but those like little mites that like can like burrow through your skin. Yeah, like that.
How about that one that's down in like South America that can, when you go swimming, it can go up in your urethra.
That I didn't know was a thing, but that is now my number one fear in my life. I don't want anything crawling up
into your junk.
That sounds horrific. I wouldn't wish
sounds
that
horrible.
on my
From what I've read about it, it sounds horrible. The thing can swim up in there, and then it's got spikes when it's in your urethra, and it just clamps on. It just clamps.
It's clamping inside you.
Oh, doesn't want to let go. So then you have to get it like surgically removed.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm having nightmares tonight. Yeah, I want you to
know. You're welcome.
If you guys don't have nightmares, I can't imagine what your life is like if that doesn't scare you. That is horrifying.
What if this is just what if I'm way off on this and there's somebody going to be like, he is totally not right on this.
Yeah, he's actually talking about something that doesn't exist.
It sounds cool to me, though.
You're just trying to scare me.
Yeah,
I think
right?
That's what it was.
I think it was, but I don't know. I've heard it in movies and stuff, so I don't know. It's got to be somewhat true.
I've had fears. Like I said, being stuck in the middle of the ocean sounds like nothing at that point. If I know something is up, clamping on my urethra, no thanks. I'm going to say no to that experience. I want to experience everything, but not everything anymore.
Have you ever had a fear that you got over?
I feel like I have. I can't necessarily think of any off the top of my head right now. How about you?
Snakes.
You're not afraid of snakes anymore?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I used to be afraid of like spiders and stuff like that. I'm not really afraid of spiders anymore. I can deal with those.
I used to hate snakes, and then my friend, Eric.
Yep.
He was a snake farmer, so then I helped him a few times, and there's nothing to it now.
Really? I didn't know that Eric was a snake farmer.
Oh, yeah, he had like 60 snakes.
That's a lot of snakes.
Ball pythons.
Wow, those are big snakes too, aren't they?
No, 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 no.
Oh, are they the
No, the
small
ball.
ones?
Yeah, they're the.
Okay. Was that the one of the pictures you had? Was that his?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't
No, no,
know.
no, 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 no.
Oh,
That
okay.
wasn't one. But that was a ball python.
Okay, nice.
So yeah,
Okay, so that's not as big as I was thinking.
no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not afraid of snakes. Like, I feel like I used to be. Like, I saw a gardener snake when I was a kid, but I mean, I grew up working on my grandma's hobby farm, and there were snakes everywhere. There was snakes and bees, and
Yeah.
that's what got me over that kind of fear. Like, I saw all sorts of spiders when I was doing that job, so I think I got over that one pretty quick.
Good. I think we hit fears.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I got some other things, but like I said, most of mine are longer. I don't
You
have
go
as
ahead because
many.
the next couple I have are together.
You want to do it? Okay. How about I'm gonna bring in some happy stuff. I liked some experiences that we've had at River City when we were working there and we were bowling there. We bowled quite a bit together,
We did
and
bowl a
those
lot.
were some fun memories. Like, you want to talk a little bit about like playing cards while we bowl?
What do you want to know?
Well, I don't have any
You
let's
just want bowling stories or
yeah,
what? Do you?
let's just tell them some of our bowling stories that we've had over the years. Like, remember when I got five of a kind playing in the tournament? I didn't win a single
Oh
game
yeah,
of
you didn't win a
cards.
single game of cards all year. So when we bowl, we play cards, and you usually get one one card for a mark,
Yep.
spare or strike, two for a double, and you didn't win one single game of cards.
All year I didn't win one single time, and there was 3 games every time you bowl.
31 weeks of bowling.
So there's a lot of chances for me to win one
93,
time.
93 chances again.
And
Never
I
won.
never won until we hit that tournament and I got the 5 aces.
Yeah.
Because we played with 2 decks.
Yep.
So you could get 5 aces.
Yep.
No wilds or anything
Somebody
like
out there.
that.
How did you get 5? There's only 4.
Well, I carry some aces with me.
Somebody's out there. Now, I'm seeing how you won. You cheated.
Oh yeah, I keep like 20 different decks worth of aces in my pocket. Just on the off chance I run into somebody that has that deck.
What do you think's the weirdest thing that's ever like happened on the bowling?
I remember that one time where I was sitting down in the chair and there was a gentleman standing right behind me.
Oh yeah.
Everything just right there.
Well,
by
he was
my
always
head.
trying to sneak a peek at our nudie cards.
Yep, and he would stand so close to the back of my head.
You could feel a little thump.
I felt the warmth. It was very unpleasant. I tried to say something, but I was trying to be nice. And then you guys would go behind him and yell my name, trying to get me to look right behind me.
I wanted you to stand up and tap him on the forehead, remember, and be like, "Here, how do you like
Yeah.
it?"
That was one of the most.
Ugh.
That's what reminds me of that. That's.
Yeah.
How about you?
Weirdest thing? Working or actually bowling?
Either.
Because I could tell you some stories when working.
Do both.
Dude, I remember working the desk and having this couple come up and ask if they could do some strip bowling.
Were they trying to do that on the private lanes, or what was the situation?
It was close to like closing time, so there wasn't like anybody really bowling at the time. And I was like, "No, I don't think you can do that here."
Was it somebody that?
Nope, nobody we knew.
Okay, I was gonna say, was it somebody that I knew that I could?
Make fun of?
Well, not make fun of, but I was gonna see if maybe they wanted to
Do it again?
well, come play up here, maybe play some disc golf. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we had some weird things happen there.
There was definitely some weird things happen. I remember us bowling through. Remember when the old mini golf got torn down?
Yep,
And we got
yep.
a chance to bowl through Mount Rushmore.
Yep, we got to bowl through Mount Rushmore. That was fun.
What else did we bowl through? There was other things too that they had.
The Great Pyramid.
The Great Pyramid, that was fun.
Remember when Bus threw a strike? He threw it up and over the Great Pyramid.
Oh yeah, that was
was-
sweet. That was fun bowling through that stuff once.
That was a fun job.
That was a lot of fun.
You remember Mikey, bartender.
Oh yeah, I remember Mikey.
So I don't know if you were here for this, but we used to catch people getting it on in the bathroom.
Oh yeah. Oh, I think I know what story you're saying.
Yeah. We used to catch them getting it on in the bathroom, and Mikey would always fill up a 5-gallon bucket full of water and dump it over on them. Well, one night we had a wedding going on, and there was a couple getting it on in the bathroom, and Mikey did his ritual, and here we find out that it was the bride and the groom's brother.
Not the groom.
Yeah.
The brother.
Yeah. Mikey comes back and he goes, "What do I do?" I go, "You just sit back and watch the fireworks, bud, because it's going to get interesting."
I remember that story, but I do not remember that part of the story.
Oh, yeah. It got really interesting that night.
Oh, man.
Oh, God, it was hilarious.
Yeah, how do you explain that one?
Oh, just seeing Mikey's face, too. When he came back, it was like he saw a ghost. And I was like, "What's going on, Mikey?" He's like, "You don't want to know what just happened." I go, "Kind of do now."
Yeah, all of a sudden you're getting married. Your wife is just soaking wet, and all of a sudden your brother is also soaking wet, and you're thinking,
What happened?
where were you guys together? Nobody else is wet, so it's not raining outside. Oh, that's a tough situation. That's a new fear of mine.
Who does that, though?
That is not somebody you want to marry.
Oh, all kinds of stories. One of my favorite things was pot bowling too. You didn't do too much of it.
I don't remember that, no.
We used to, when the bowling alley would close down, and us managers and stuff, we'd go out there and throw a little cash down and bowl for a little money.
There you go.
That was fun.
Yeah, I never got into that. I don't know if I would have done it. I don't know why. Was that after I left?
That was probably after you left. And Thursday nights. A lot of Thursday nights.
I usually, that's when I had other stuff going on Thursdays. Yep. Yeah, because I would bowl with you guys on Wednesday, but I couldn't do anything on Thursday.
Wednesday nights was our karaoke night, though, man.
That was a lot of fun.
We get done bowling, we go do some karaoke.
I remember karaokeing at the bar. We would, like we said in the first episode,
ritual
we go to the zoo. After the zoo went down, we found some other places we had to go to. The corner bar. Zoo. Actually, I don't think the corner bar is there anymore, right?
Nope, that closed down too.
Wow. We had to find some karaoke.
Man, that was a great ritual too. I mean, the zoo, nothing topped the zoo. But when we got done with bowling, then we went into the bar, sang a couple at the bowling alley, then we went and played darts at the other bar, and then we went and sang karaoke. We had a nice ritual going there.
No, that was a lot of fun. I love that's a fun night because you get to go do multiple things throughout the night.
And see multiple different crowds.
Yeah. And
that's what was great.
Well, and it's different style crowds too, because you're being competitive. You're also drinking a little bit, but once you're doing karaoke, that's when you got to get your confidence up somehow.
I think we always had it though.
We did. Oh yeah, I would sing sober, and I would sing my heart out. I'm not great singing.
I remember when you were nervous the first time.
Oh yeah, I remember being
nervous. And then all of a sudden, I get a call from you one night saying, "Hey man, where are you? We're up here singing karaoke." I'm like, "You're singing karaoke?"
Yep, I'm like, yeah.
And
I think I had some drinks that night.
Yeah, you're a little tooted up that night, I think. It was funny, and I was like, "You're singing karaoke, free will?" Like I had to drag you up on stage that first time.
Yeah, no,
And then all of a sudden, boom, you were the one signing up before me.
Well, that's because I realized that you don't have to be good at karaoke. You just have to show passion, and people love it.
Yeah. Yep.
Or at least they pretend to love it and make you feel good for a bit.
Yep. I get mad at those people that make fun of people that go up there.
Well, yeah, you don't want to make fun of them. I want to see everybody up there. I want everybody to have a good time. Even if you suck, like, it's still going to be fun.
It's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're good, it's
those people that are making fun of them, I always tell them, I'm like, hey, they got the balls to get up there. I don't see you up there.
Yeah, I haven't seen you up there one time.
Yep.
I have more respect for them than I have for you because you are just... boring. They're
Right.
not doing anything fun with your life.
Yep. Uh, but both of me and you, I think we're the same at a bar. Is we're not ones that can just sit there.
No, I need to be doing stuff.
Yeah, I got to be doing something. Otherwise, I don't even want to be there.
Yeah, I wanna play pool or shoot some darts, sing karaoke, be on the dance floor. I wanna be active. I wanna be able to like bowl. That's a fun thing to do. I mean, that's not necessarily at a bar, but if you're at a bowling alley, you can do that stuff. So why not?
Right. God, that was a fun job. Wish it paid better.
Yeah, yeah. I wish it was a job that you could do and financially make everything work.
Right. All right. My next question is, are you or have you ever been into porn? Like, are you one of those guys that would, if somebody said like an actress's name, you're like, oh, dude, she was great in this scene, this scene, this scene, and this scene.
I'm not into that stuff. I don't know a whole lot of actresses. I don't know.
But you know a lot of actors.
No, I don't know a lot of names in the industry.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know a lot of videos. I partake.
Okay.
I will do that, but I will not seek out a single actress
Yeah, okay.
to do the business. You know.
Yeah.
How about you? Is there? It sounds like you're kind of the same way, where you don't have anybody in particular.
No, no.
Like I know I have friends that are.
Oh, I have friends
into-
that could name like 20 actresses. I'm like, dude, I don't know who you're talking about.
And I'm sure if
And,
I
and then they get defensive. They're like, you don't know who she is? How do you not know who she is?
yeah, and I feel like I would know who they're talking about if I saw a picture or a video. I'd be like, of course I know who that is, but I don't know the name.
When
It's like any band. I'm
even if it's a
listening to.
name like I've heard like 1,000 times, there's times where I'll be like, oh yeah, I know who she is, and then I have to go home, and I have to look her up and be like, oh, okay,
Yeah, I've done that where I'm just like, I'm gonna remember this name. I'll type it in my phone if I have to. Just be like, I'm gonna look this up, and it's usually somebody I know, but I'm like, there's no way I would have just been able to pull that name out of the blue.
right,
It's like I'm like that with music though. Like if I hear a song, even if you're singing the name of the song to me, I probably won't know the name of the song or who is singing that. But I know the song, I know the band, like I know everything. I just can't put it together.
that's a good segue to get off that subject.
I'm not trying to get off.
No,
that
no, I
subject.
know you're not. Yeah, I figured this was a good question rather than ask more personal questions about this topic. But
Oh, we can get personal like, down the road.
I
If you
don't.
want
I
to,
don't
but-
want to because I don't want you to know my fetishes and stuff like that.
Okay, well
I'm just kidding.
we'll talk
I'm just
about it.
kidding.
We're gonna have an episode
Oh,
dedicated to
To
fetishes.
fetishes? Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
I got some jokes on fetishes.
Oh, I've heard some great ones, but yeah, I know. I don't know. And well, obviously, you know, I'm a Bert fan.
Yep.
As I keep saying, he'll name names, and then I have to go look them up.
Oh, he is one of those.
Oh, he's a big
Okay.
fan.
I have heard like I'm obviously not as big into Bird as you, but I didn't know that he was one of the ones that like got into
He
the
can name
games.
names, and then it makes me curious. I'm like, all right, I got to see what you're into, buddy.
Well, I mean, you could get.
And
to
there's
know
been a few where I'm
somebody.
like, oh God, okay. But then he names a few. I'm like, that's a little, no, not
Okay.
me. He is into dudes, like
Okay.
not like sexually.
He likes to watch their videos.
Yeah,
He likes to see who. Does he like?
he likes their style.
But does he like feel like he could be like?
And I was like, I don't know if I could get into watching another dude's style. Like, I'm not into it to watch that.
Well, I understand, but like, does he feel like he looks like them?
Nope.
Okay, well then that gets me because I'll watch a video every now and then, not necessarily for the actress. It's because I feel like I could be
You
represented.
could be that guy.
Yeah.
I get that. I wish their videos were more realistic. Can you please put some acting into this? Like, come on.
That's true. Like, okay, you're delivering a
Like,
pizza.
I get that this is a low budget film, but it's not a freaking free film. Put some like, unless you want to do this the rest of your life, put some little acting into this. You're on film. Be a little bit of an actress. Be a little bit of an actor.
Yeah, and well, like I'll watch like a video and they'll be like, "Okay, I'm delivering you a pizza. I don't have any way to pay for it. Is
Yeah.
there a way that I could do it?" And then so you watch the video and you're going through all of this, and then if there is an ending, they never show. Does the guy get? Is there any repercussions for him being so late for that delivery?
Yeah, right. I want to see what he says to his boss
Yeah.
afterwards.
Does he get to keep his job? Because I saw him in another video, so he obviously kept his job. Like, that doesn't sound right to me.
I can't remember what comedian it is he talks about. He goes, "That's why I like low budget films, because it's real." Like SpongeBob's on in the background. Hey, I know that episode. like,
You're watching the TV shows that the TV show is
like
watching.
I hear the fire alarm beeping. You need to change the batteries. I'm worried about you. Like, I was like, oh, dude, that was great. But he's right though.
You feel like you're a part of the experience.
Yeah, yeah. It's more realistic rather than some stupid story that they're terribly acting.
Yeah, and that's
Make a little mini movie out of it. Come on, make it a little more realistic.
I feel like that is very true, and that's why if we ever have any kind of a background noise, I just want it in there. You know.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about that a little in the first, but
fun.
I like it. I like the character. It feels like
Yeah, I need
you're
to quit
there.
worrying about it so much.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Right.
If Percy and Perry start barking, I don't care.
Right. The doggies.
Yeah, those are the doggies here at the house.
Okay. All right. I gotta ask this one because it kind of somewhat ties in. Who's your number one dream girl? Actress,
one dream girl.
Model, swimsuit model. Could be a real person. I don't know.
It can be a made up person. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said
you
it
said
could be
dream girl.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. You got to describe her really good then, because nobody else is gonna know
No,
who you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I was just trying to buy myself some time because I don't have an answer yet. Who's
Really?
your dream girl? I have.
You don't have a number one. Like, I could right off the get go. Boom.
I don't think of
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams is.
She's my number one. She's been my number one. She probably always will be my number one. She's got those what I call bedroom eyes.
Oh yeah.
But she's got that sweet, innocent, I'm a good girl look with those eyes of just, I can't explain it.
I understand. I wish I would have thought of Rachel McAdams because that sounds like a perfect fit. But you know what? I think I'm with mine. I think I'm gonna go Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
I like Anna Kendrick. She seems very genuine, and obviously she's an actress, so she does have like roles where she's not playing like her, but she is able to give that character that like it looks genuine. And I just feel like as an actress I love her, and obviously she's a very attractive woman. I just feel like I would like to get to know who she actually is, and
What kind of person?
Yeah,
because she plays something different almost in every movie.
I want to see what she's like in real life.
I get that.
Is she like her characters? Is she nothing like her characters? Like, I want to get to know her a little bit on a personal level, just because she intrigues me.
I hope Rachel McAdams is the way she is in almost all her movies.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you want in some aspect. And then obviously there are times where you're like, you know what? I don't feel like this is you. Like, I want to get to know the real you.
Right.
And that would be a good... I mean, with the actresses, I mean, you never know, right? Like, is this them? Is this just somebody that they're playing?
Right.
Because I listen to podcasts with a lot of actors and comedians, and you realize, like, that's not them.
They're way different. No, I think podcasting is where that you find out who they truly are.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
okay, that's where you find out who they really are.
Or at least
that's what I love
idea.
about podcasts.
Yeah.
Is you get to learn more about them, who they really are.
Yeah, especially if you have a good host that is getting to know them
interviewer.
rather than just, well, I saw you were in a movie. how was that movie for you?
Yeah, bad acting again. You
Yeah.
could have been a porn star.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of women out there that could be dream women, and obviously a lot of them are not actors or actresses, and I don't have anybody. You can't really say a name without having it be an actor or actress with that type of question without everybody knowing.
Right.
I mean, I don't have anybody in mind right now. I don't have anybody in my life that I
Yeah, I don't either.
would consider that kind of a. I don't want to get like, not yet,
Too
anyways.
personal, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Whoa.
That
I
was,
don't know if it picked it up, but my stomach is growling.
that was a good one too.
So
If you guys don't hear that, he's gotta take a clip of that and just show that sometime, because that was a good one.
Oh. All right, what's your next one?
My next one, I saw this picture online, and I mean, obviously, I can't show you right now. We're on opposite side of the room, and I can't show you guys through the podcast. But there's this guy that was going around with a stapler, and he was having people staple money to him.
Why?
He was like, it's just like a street performer, a guy just out on the street looking for a way to get a buck, and he wanted people to staple money to him. So my question to you
Okay.
is, how much money would somebody have to give you to staple that first bill or bills on you? Would you continue throughout the night, or how much money do you think you would have to make that night to make that worth it? Because they were stapling it all over his body. This picture, this guy's got cash everywhere. He made some money, but I also saw some singles on there.
Yeah, it's not gonna be singles, and I better be making a couple hundo.
I want to make
At
a couple.
least.
Yeah, you got to make it worth your while.
At least a couple hundo if I'm going through that kind of pain. That being said, the diseases that are passing around right now, I guarantee you got some kind of tetanus or something out of it.
This looked like it was before all like that. Well, a tetanus obviously, but like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Still, he's getting, these are cuts. These are all that's millions of little freaking cuts. I don't know if I'd do it.
I know that's a lot of risk you're taking for not a lot of reward. Unless
There's a lot of bacteria on dollar bills too, you know.
yeah, and you're getting that directly in the bloodstream. Then,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
it's going through that bill.
I don't know if I'd do
Directly.
it, but like I said, I don't know. Maybe I would have when I was younger. Young and dumb. It'd still have to be a couple $100, I would say.
Yeah. I don't think I would do it with a stapler. That just sounds. I don't know. I would do it with tape. That's not a risk, right? Well, maybe these days it is, because you don't want people touching you.
Right.
Yeah, with that stapler though, as soon as I saw that picture, I knew
I think
had
I've seen this picture.
Yeah,
but-
it was not. And he looked fine. Well, he didn't look
Does he
fine, but he looked like he had some.
Does he look like he could be part of the stupidest podcast? Does he look like a dummy?
Oh, he looks like he was enjoying himself doing it. I don't know if what he had in his system, but he had to have had something in there, just the way he looked, and he was happy with the dollar bills on him. Like
But there's some people out there that enjoy that though. Like they enjoy that pain.
Yeah, I guess
They
see
get a
that.
high off of that pain.
I was just thinking, not only does it hurt during, I'm sure you're fine after it stays in there for a while.
Yeah.
You got to pull that out. That's gonna. I mean, you got to collect the money, and what if you rip off the dollar bill and the staple doesn't come out? Then you got to dig in there and try to get that out, like. Just like Ricky Bobby using that knife to get the other knife out. That's just gonna cause you twice as much pain.
Yeah. No, I'm good. I think I'll figure out some other ways to make a buck.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something else. I'll tell jokes on the street for a while and make less money than him. I don't care. I'll be less pain. Well, I'll probably be giving away more pain with some of my jokes.
Yeah, but you do so many that I think it covers up.
I got some ones that I feel like I try to sneak in there. what I'm trying to do is I got a list of my good ones that I have, like my fives is what I call them. I got one 0 to 5.
Your 5-star?
My 5-star, and I got my 5-star jokes that I try to mix in, and now I'm trying to mix in like some 4s. 3 is the lowest I'm gonna go before I like if I'm gonna say a joke.
So you're starting to rate your jokes?
I'm rating all of my jokes, and
That's
I gotta
good.
make sure that I
like that.
obviously I could be wrong.
I'll tell you if you are.
I hope you do. I hope everybody out here.
You know I'm pretty honest about them.
I hope you guys come to my shows in the future and let me know. I want to know.
All right. My next question is 2 parts.
Okay.
What is the tallest and shortest girl you have ever dated?
Okay.
And the tallest and shortest girl that you would date?
I'll do the second question first. So
That you would?
I would date all heights. I don't feel like I'm going to be against any height. I feel like there's positives and negatives to both.
So you date a 7'5" girl?
I would, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she's probably going to have some at 7'5" that might have some health issues. But I mean, I'm willing to date somebody that's taller than me. I'm willing to date somebody that's shorter than me. I feel like in the first question, I have not dated anybody that's much taller than me. I think I want to say the tallest I've
You almost
dated.
said highest. The
Highest I've dated. No, the tallest.
The highest person I climbed was.
The tallest person I've dated was probably 5'8", maybe 5'9".
I like how you call her a person. So is it a girl?
It was a girl.
Okay.
The tallest girl. I've only dated girls.
You said person.
I'm just trying to be open-minded for everybody. They can think what they want.
Okay.
I've only dated women. And she was probably like 5'8", 5'9". I'm 5'8", so she was barely taller than me, so I have not dated much taller than me.
Okay.
I want to say the shortest I've dated is probably 5'1", maybe 5'2".
Okay.
And like I said, I would date any height.
So you would date a little person?
Yeah.
3-footer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything against that. Like,
I'm not saying there's anything to be. I'm just asking. That's cool.
yeah, no, I feel like as long as there's a connection somehow, that's the huge thing to me. I want to be able to have a personable conversation, and I don't want to have like just the boring conversations where you don't have anything exciting going on. Like, I want them to be able to have their life. I want to be able to have my life, and I want to be able to get together and have a good experience together.
I like it.
How about you? What's the tallest?
Oh,
girl
dude,
you've
I
dated?
think this is why we're so good at friends. Like, I'm on the same spectrum. I'll go backwards as well. I will date any size. I don't care. You can be a Amazon woman for all I care. I'll climb you.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'll date a little person. Yeah, I'm all for it. As long as there's, like you said, there's a connection, and I find you attractive.
That, I mean, obviously that there has to
There's
be
got to be an attraction.
some
there.
sort of an attraction. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, I'm not gonna.
But the personality can make him even more attractive.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. If you have a personality, you automatically gain points in my book.
It's not going to bring you up to dating possibilities, maybe.
Yeah, there's situations like that.
It does help, and it could bring you up to dating.
Mm-hmm.
Tallest girl I ever dated, I want to say she was 6'3".
Okay.
I'm 5'9", 5'10", somewhere around in there. And shortest girl, I would say 5 flat, maybe.
Okay. So yeah, around the same range. Obviously, you had like the 6. She was a little taller, but
She dumped me because she couldn't handle the height difference.
really,
Yeah.
I mean that's a thing. People sometimes aren't into that.
comfortable. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if she wasn't into me, but she thought people were looking, and she was just uncomfortable about it, and I understood, and I was like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, see, I don't care if people look at me and think that I'm weird. Sometimes I like that. Like, sometimes, like, if somebody, like, looks at me weird, like, the other day somebody looked at me because I had my mask on, and I obviously have a really big beard. And my mask was, like, bending out of my mask, and they looked at me weird. And so I just kind of, like, looked at them, and I, like, shook my head at them, so my beard just went flopping around. And I just kind of went with it.
I think they were looking at the Rams thing.
That could have been it.
And they were going, Why would you ever root for that team?
You're in Cloquet, Minnesota, wearing Rams gear. What's going on here?
Oh, this kid is adopted.
I was wearing my Rams mask. You aren't wrong. I was wearing my Rams mask. That could have been. Maybe they didn't think
You
I was
thought it
weird.
was the beard, and it was just the bad team.
Well, they're not bad. I'm gonna say that at first. Gotta defend my Rams. They're going back to the playoffs next year. Like I said,
Whoa.
Rams Jags Super Bowl in LA this next season. I'm calling it now. If it happens,
We might have to do another bet.
I'm down. I won the first one.
I know you did.
That first bet I'm referring to, all the Rams had to do, this was a 3-year bet that we had. The Rams just had to get to the Super Bowl within that time frame. And that third year, the Rams got to the Super Bowl. Again, they didn't have to win, had to get to the Super Bowl against the Patriots. They got there, and they lost. And that's when I lost so I won our bet.
I gave you 3 years. It was your 100 against my 10. I gave you a big bet.
You did.
But you guys were terrible.
And we built fast. Well, I think at the time, Jeff Fisher was our coach.
Yeah, Jeff Fisher was your coach.
And then
the losingest coach in all of history. And I was like, I'm good to go.
Then they got rid of him. They got my man, Sean McVay. And he just lit it up, got it going, got him to the Super Bowl. And I won my bet. But then it sucks. Right after I won that bet, I lost my beard bet.
Yeah.
And that was the worst bet I've ever made.
Yeah. God, that was a bet. Can't believe they made it.
I'm okay with it. That was a fun $100.
I'm happy for you. No, I'm not, but I'm happy for you.
We have to do something like that for the Vikes or the Rams again soon. That was a fun one. Because it's
I-
something that we could just look forward
I got a
to.
bet going on with a guy from Indiana right now. When I grew up in Indiana.
Yep.
And I made this bet when I was probably 8 years old. And he's a Cowboys fan. The first team to make the Super Bowl gets $10. Neither one of us have won yet.
Nobody's gotten to the Super
So
Bowl
I was 8.
since you were 8.
I'm 33.
That's a ways for two teams not to make it. Those are actually like, I feel like they've had
Two
legit
pretty
chances.
legit teams.
Yeah.
Like we should have done it. I don't know how many times in between then.
Wow.
98.
Yeah, 98. You should have had it.
I mean, there's so many years.
That's a sad subject to bring up for Minnesota fans. Is 98.
Just a town of disappointment.
Yeah, Gary Anderson. Man, that was a rough year.
Man, we have so many rough stories.
Yeah.
Troy Williamson.
Yep, that's a tough one. He
20 yards wide open, nobody around, off the numbers. Number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
Just a bust.
I mean, you had the Minnesota Miracle. It just didn't lead anywhere.
No.
You had that opportunity,
That was a
that
great
chance that you were gonna go.
We thought that was the year.
Yep, the Saints, like, you beat them. You got through them. Some miracle happened.
Right? God, that was great. That was awesome to see in the bar.
Yeah,
I saw people that didn't even know each other hugging. It was that brought people together. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a good game. I wasn't at a bar. I think I was just at home. And obviously I'm a Rams fan, but I was watching. It was still exciting. Obviously, just as a football fan in general, it's exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can't imagine if that's your team and they just...
The funny thing was seeing how much it affected all of us Viking fans, and then after the fact, going back and seeing the Saints, and seeing people post videos of the outcome after they saw it. Just seeing both spectrums, how we reacted and how they reacted. That was kind of cool.
That would be interesting because
I definitely, being a Vikings fan, definitely know how the Saints fans felt.
Yep. So you understood their heartbreak.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I'm from Minnesota. I'm a Minnesota fan, so yes.
And a couple of years after that 98, the Rams, when they won their Super Bowl, this was the year the year after I became a Rams fan, because I knew they were getting good because they had Marshall Faulk, they had Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, they had Kurt Warner, all these guys going well for them. Well, obviously Kurt Warner was just the year that they won the Super Bowl, but the Rams got to the Super Bowl year 2000, and they won by 1 yard. That was the best experience, and I was a young kid, and they were obviously I was just getting into football at the time.
Yeah.
But that was the moment that
You fell in love.
that was my team. Those were my boys.
I like how we always keep circling around to football.
I know.
Yeah.
It happens.
All right, your turn.
My turn, huh? Actually, I don't have
Nothing
much.
else?
Yeah, would you got anything else?
Oh, I got a few. What is the craziest game that you have ever played?
Craziest game I've ever played. Does love count?
Yeah.
Love is probably the craziest game I've ever played.
Yeah.
Loving somebody, that's tough.
That's a crazy game.
No, if I had to pick an actual game, though, what's the craziest game you've ever played?
All right. So in high school, I had a buddy that had a bunch of farmland, and we were having a party. We had some cocktails. I mean, we didn't have any cocktails.
Oh yeah,
We weren't
because
drinking.
I remember
'Cause what
the
was
time
gonna-
frame. Yep.
Yep. We went out in his field with the vehicles, and we played tag with the vehicles. Now, you're not thinking of the right tag. We didn't play demo derby.
I was just about to say, is this demo derby style?
No. See, we all had girlfriends at the time and all that. So we told the girls, well, we all got naked. And the girls ran around, and if we caught you in the headlights, you had to get in our vehicle.
And this didn't have to be your girlfriend.
No.
Okay.
And I don't even know if we had all girlfriends. Maybe we were all single. I don't know. I can't remember. So long ago. I probably didn't have a girlfriend.
Well, you
but...
probably don't remember
I can't,
because you didn't have your remember juice in you.
Yeah. But definitely this happened. But yeah. I definitely had the advantage because I didn't have a big pickup truck like everybody, so I could maneuver a little better.
You had the agility there.
Yeah. So my car was full.
Nice. So you won.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
That's one game that I definitely wanted to be good at.
Yeah, that's a.
But we did that, and then we switched, and the girls drove, and they had to catch us. But
did you win that one too? You were probably just looking.
I was just standing in front of every headlight there.
No. I got caught by 4
Oh,
of you.
darn it! I got caught again. I'll sit in the front seat with you.
Oh man.
No. But yeah, that was probably the craziest game I've ever played.
That's an interesting game. I like that.
I don't know how we came up with it, but we did, and that was the funnest freaking night ever.
I would, as a single guy, I would love to play that game.
I bet you would.
I don't think if I was with somebody, I don't know if I would want to play that game though. I wouldn't want to. I'm not that type to go around and
share. I wouldn't either.
I'm selfish in that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe we were all single. Maybe it was just a party that we were at with a bunch of single people.
I mean, and you're at that.
I wasn't really. I mean, I dated a few people in high school, but nothing.
Yeah.
So maybe we were all single. I just know there was a pretty equal amount of boys and pretty equal amount of girls.
That sounds like a fun game, though.
It was.
I never played any games like that. I mean, I would. I'm not against it. Nobody's asked me. So I mean, if,
all right,
if
on the
there's
other spectrum, we played when me and the cousins would play tag with bottle rockets.
I haven't played that game exactly, but I have a story that goes along with that.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so this story goes back to high school too,
Okay.
and we weren't playing tag or anything, but we were just having a bonfire at my buddy's house, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I'm going, and I take my pop with me because I didn't want anything to happen with it. You know, 'cause
Okay.
there's other people there, so I was like, you know, just trying to be cautious. So I'm going to the bathroom, and all of a sudden, I hear behind me. I just hear a tss. Like, what's that? I look behind me, and it's my buddy. He's pointing a bottle rocket at me.
While you're in the bathroom.
I wasn't in the bathroom. I'm sorry. I took a step out. We were outside at a
Okay.
bonfire, so I took a step out by the trees. And so I guess I was in a field, so I was by a bush or something. And he had a bottle rocket, or not a bottle rocket, one of the Roman candles pointed at me.
Oh, fireballs.
Fireballs. And so he's firing them at me, and the first one was fine. It had sparks. It was just sparks coming at me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, not
Wasn't
a
the
big
ones
deal.
that popped.
It wasn't the ones that popped. Then I heard again the same. I stopped that first time. I thought it was over. I heard the second one light, and all of a sudden I saw a ball fly by my head and it exploded. I'm like, okay, man, this one's not funny. Like, you can't be shooting this one at me. And I couldn't stop a second time. Like, it's hard to stop the first time. So I was still going at the time, like trying not to get it on my pants.
I don't think I'd worry at that point.
I know, and so he got through or whatever. I had one, it hit the ground, bounced up my pant leg, and I kicked it out, and it exploded.
Oh, no.
So it was a scary experience, right? And so afterwards, I'm like, you know what? I got to get this guy back. You know, there's got to be something I can do to get this guy back. And I'm like, you know what? I got my pop with me. I did end up stopping after a bit because I was trying to stop. Obviously, I was scared, so I was trying to do everything I could. But I still had a little bit in me. So I'm like, you know what? I still got my pop. I'm going to fill this thing up. He's drinking the same thing I'm drinking. Right?
Yep.
So I grab my Mountain Dew can. I fill it up. I go back to the fire. His is sitting right by the fire. He didn't grab his. His is sitting there by the fire.
It's
so
bad.
I dumped it out so it had the right amount. So it was about how much he had left. I swapped the cans. I put it down. He grabs the can and he's like, man, my pop's warm. I'm like, dude, of course it's warm. It's been sitting by the fire. Just down that one and you can grab a new one, right? He starts chugging. I hear 2 full gulps.
Oh.
And he's like, spits it out, throws it on the ground. He's like, why is my pop so salty? He's
Oh, gross.
I felt like a hero because I was in high school. So obviously I wasn't the
That's
brightest.
so bad.
I got him back though.
Uh,
He almost blew me up, but
totally fair.
I
totally
got him
fair.
back. That's my story on that. That's the game that is the most hard that I've played.
That's funny. Yeah, when we played bottle rockets and shot them at each other,
Yep.
I had an uncle once when we were messing around, and he flung the bottle rocket, and it landed in my grandpa's back pocket. Landed perfectly in his back pocket
Really?
and went off. And from that day on, I don't think fireworks were allowed
No.
at Grandma and Grandpa's anymore.
Was Grandpa okay?
Oh yeah, he was fine. It was just
Just a startle.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Grandpa jumped.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a pleasant experience.
Oh man, it was funny.
I bet he didn't do that on his personal time, just lighting fireworks and put it in his back pocket.
Oh man.
I do remember one time we were shooting fireworks and I accidentally, it wasn't like necessary. It was a combination because I wasn't the only one lighting fireworks. But there was a tree that got some fire on it.
Oh,
And
almost went up.
It almost went up, and so it was getting there, and all of a sudden somebody noticed the orange flame from a distance and was like, you know what, we should be doing something about that. And I wasn't drinking or anything. I was young at the time, and I grabbed a bucket and I ran over there, not thinking there wasn't water in the bucket. I just grabbed a bucket and ran over there. And so like they already brought the hose out there and everything, and they're like, what are you gonna do with a bucket? There's no water in it. I'm like, I was gonna bring it, you could fill it up and you could
I don't
the
know.
hose reaches. Why do you need the bucket? Just spray it with the hose. I was trying to be helpful, but that's
Yeah,
one of the
welcome to the
reasons
Stupidest
why I'm
Podcast.
on the Stupidest podcast right now.
Uh, 2 times we went to the city fireworks, and my grandma got burnt
Mmm.
because the firework went off too low, so and
The Ember got
the
her.
embers came down and caught her. She burnt her pants 2 years in a row. We're
Wow.
like, what are the odds?
Dang, that's got to be slim.
Oh, that's got to be hitting the lottery.
Yeah, that's because of all people there.
It's
There's
not like
gotta
we're
be,
sitting close
Yeah,
either.
there's got
Like,
to be lots of people like at this event.
yeah. Oh man, it was. We're like, grandma's just got the worst luck. So, all right. Is there a famous comedian out there that you don't really like,
A famous
or
comedian.
that bugs you, or just you can't stand?
There's not necessarily any that I can't stand. There's some that I won't go out of my way to listen to, I guess. Trying to think of somebody that comes to mind. Is there anybody that comes to your mind as I'm thinking?
I don't know if I really hate anybody or anything, because that's a pretty strong word.
Yeah, hate's a strong word.
But I'd have to say Kathy Griffin.
Okay, Kathy
I'm just
Griffin.
not a big fan. She went political there for a little bit and stuff like.
So it's not necessarily what she did in her career. It's just more of what she did. Like,
I'm not a big fan of her comedy either.
okay, so something like that.
But
it was a combination of.
Yeah, combination. Like, it was one thing and then another. It just kind of added up. You know, the straw broke the camel's back kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I can't really stand when comedians go political.
Yeah, I mean, like,
You're a
obviously
comedian, stay out of it.
Yeah, they have like a forum, and I feel like some of them are trying to help, but I mean, there's times where.
But if I had to pick one, she'd be it.
Okay.
Any for you?
Not that I can come to mind. I've been trying to.
I know I asked you this before the show.
Yeah, and I was trying to rack my brain to see. Like, there's comedians that like I'll listen to their stand up once or twice, and even if they do have a new special out, I'll listen to it for a little bit, or I'll maybe like listen to like the highlights that come out on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
And I won't watch the whole set because obviously I'm not like a huge fan, but I'm not against them in any way. I don't have any names that are coming to mind. I'll maybe think of this in a future episode. And
Has there been anybody that you've listened to and you've turned off that you can remember? I've had a few. I can't name them right now, but
I've had comedians where I've listened to them multiple times, and so I turned it off because of that. Because like
nobody knew.
Nobody that I can think of recently that I've listened to that I'm just like, you know what, like I'm not gonna listen to your stuff.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of comedians that like have stuff that aren't necessarily for me, but I see the value in their comedy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. And I feel that way like about music as well. Like, being as we're in the industry, I have respect for whoever wants to get up there and tell a joke.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah, you're
So
trying.
it's hard.
Like,
It's hard for me to really not like someone, because like Bill Burr. There for the longest time, I did not like Bill Burr.
yeah, you said that last show
episode.
Even. Yeah.
And now I think I put Bill, like, it's crazy that within 3 years time that I would go, I can't stand Bill Burr, to I almost would put him as a GOAT.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, and I understand that for sure. And I mean, obviously, there's comedians out there that do things outside of their career. So like, you're watching somebody, and all of a sudden they commit this heinous crime, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you can't listen to them anymore. Like, obviously, like those people, I'm not gonna watch any of their stuff anymore. But they did have good material, so like, I
Right?
mean,
That and I say
I'll
that all the
listen to
time.
the- yeah.
I tell people that all the time. Like, when how can I put this? I'll still listen to somebody's stuff, and people will go, "Wow, you're really listening to that guy after what he did?" I'm like, "Look, I don't like the dude, but I still think the dude was talented."
Yeah, you still like the material, like you still want to experience, like, because maybe the person that you're listening to gave you a really great experience at a certain point in your life that it meant a lot at that time, and you just kind of want that like nostalgia
Right.
going
I
back
mean,
to
I'm looking at
that.
the albums behind you, and I'm looking at Michael Jackson there.
Yeah,
Dude definitely did some iffy things, whether he did them or not. But you still got to say the dude put out good music.
yeah,
You know, like there's things that he did that I don't like the dude as a person, but as a career, like as what he did for a career, the dude was talented.
yeah,
Bill Cosby.
yeah. That's one of the examples that I was thinking in my
Okay.
head that I didn't.
Terrible, terrible things that he did. But the dude was talented.
Yeah, he knew how to tell a joke and stories and.
I mean, there's a few of them out there. You know, Mel Gibson went off the freaking deep end. When Mel Gibson went off the deep end there little while ago, everybody was like, "How can you be a Mel Gibson fan?" I'm like,
You're not a
"I'm
Mel
I'm
Gibson
not a Mel
fan.
Gibson fan. I'm a Mel Gibson the actor fan,
Yeah,
like
you're a fan of his work.
of his work."
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference, and some people can't get past that difference. Some people can,
Right, right. And if you
and
can't, I get it. I totally understand.
yeah, and I mean, yeah,
But I'm
if you
not
don't
looking.
like somebody for
I
any
don't know these
reason,
people.
yeah, like
It'd
you
be
don't,
different if I knew these people and I was, if I went to say, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with this person," or "Hey,
that's
hey,
different.
I'm going to hang out with Bill Cosby right now," then yeah, you probably should talk to me.
Yeah, be like, you realize that there's
Yeah.
stuff that has happened,
Yeah.
and yeah, no, I completely understand that, and you got to understand that, like, I'm not gonna listen to anything that they put out now. Like, if they put anything out now, they're probably obviously not gonna put anything out. But if they put out anything in the future, you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to give them any more of your money or attention or anything because of what they did. But I mean,
I want them to have a bounce back though. Maybe not all of them.
yeah, there's a few that
there's
you
there's a
don't
few
want.
that I
Yeah,
definitely don't. You need to be locked up for longer than what you're locked up for,
yeah.
obviously. But like Louis C.K., do you think he should have a bounce back?
I guess I don't know the full story on him.
Okay,
I've heard
of what
some of
happened.
it. Yeah, I have heard some of
Okay,
it, but I haven't looked into his. Um, I feel like I should, like, being a trying comedian, I should probably look into that, and
right.
but I just haven't.
Maybe we'll talk about this in another episode
Yeah, we
then.
can talk about
We
it.
can touch up on that
Yeah, I
and see if
can
you.
do some
Maybe we
research and
should talk about if comedians or actors or whoever should have a bounce back, and I'll get some names together and we'll talk about it.
yeah, we can do that. If you guys have any suggestions of people, let us know. We're more than willing to talk about anything. So I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. If you guys want us to talk about, especially comedians, we'll talk about comedians all day.
yeah, I mean, we'll give you our opinion. Obviously, it doesn't have to match any of your opinions, and we're just gonna talk. We're here for an open discussion. We
Yep.
want to
We're
have
gonna
an
talk about anything and everything.
yep. We
So
want to hit every emotion. We want to hit every topic.
yeah, that's right. All right. Well, I think we're to the point where we're at the comedians list.
Okay. Well, I know the first episode we talked about some comedians, our top comedians. Today, our top comedians of all time. We're gonna try to hit that like every episode. I feel like we're gonna
Yeah, we're
just
gonna
talk
try to
about
talk
a
about
list.
some kind of. This is more of a comedian podcast, is what we're trying to get it towards. But we're gonna talk about anything and everything. But we're mostly comedy based. So I think today we're gonna talk about the top. We'll start with top 5 African American comedians.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, right now we're actually recording this in February, so I feel like
It's a good time.
it's a good time. And I got some comedians that I looked up, and
How do you want to do this? You want to do your 5 then mine 5, or do you want to name one then I name one?
let's do every other.
Okay.
Let's do
You,
every
you
other.
start.
All right, the first one, I actually talked about him in the first episode, is Kevin Hart. Again, he was one of my top 5 on that list, and he's going to be one of my top 5 here. I mean, he's a very inspirational guy, not only in his comedy, but in just growing a business and growing yourself. Really.
Yeah.
He's able to be in movies. He's able to do comedy. He's able to maintain his.
He merchandised himself very well.
Oh yeah, he knows how to market.
Yeah, he's marketed himself really well.
How about you?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
You gotta love the red leather episode, you know.
Oh yeah, he got dirty at times. He got some.
He's coming out with Coming to America too.
Yeah, that's coming up very soon.
Yeah, that's kind of excited for that. Kind of getting back to that old style Eddie. Hopefully
Yeah.
maybe he's got a comeback coming in.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I want to see him come back. I mean, he's been in.
He was hilarious
He's
back
got
in
a
the
lot
day.
of stuff going
He was
on.
hilarious back in the day.
Like he
Still
hits,
funny,
he hits
but
a lot
he
of
was
genres too.
hilarious back in the day.
Like he was Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different things that he hit. My next one is Hannibal Buress. He does a lot of stand up. He is Chicago
Hilarious.
guy.
He's a Chicago
He's a
guy.
Chicago guy. He's a hilarious guy. He's again one of the guys that I have on repeat. He should have made my list of the ones that I listened to today. I mean, I don't know why he didn't. I listened to him quite a bit with all the other ones I mentioned at the first podcast, like Patton and Maria and all them.
I'm gonna go Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps, he's been in a lot of movies. Friday. God, I can't even
Yeah,
think.
he's got a lot of stand-up specials. A few stand-up
Yep.
specials. I don't know how many, but
Hilarious guy. And I think he's one of those quiet, hilarious guys. Like he's never had the star role in a movie, but he's always got that comedy relief.
yep, and he's good at
so
that comedy
funny.
relief because
And I think his stand-up is funnier than he is in the movies.
I'd say that's accurate. Yeah, he's got a lot of good stuff during his stand-up act.
I'd almost say he's underestimated as a comedian.
Oh, for sure. Like he should have a bigger name
Right.
than he does.
Right.
Like I mean, there's probably a lot of people that are gonna have to look him up.
Oh, I guarantee it.
But
Look him up.
Yeah,
you
all
know,
these-
I guarantee you know who he is. He is hilarious.
all these comedians that we say, obviously, do with what you will. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But look them up. Give them a chance.
If you don't like it,
They're
you're
good.
wrong.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
these people are hilarious that we're naming.
All right, this next one, Craig Robinson. He's in The Office.
Oh,
He's
that's
in
a
Hot
good
Tub
one.
Time Machine. He's in a lot of different things. He's a real good actor.
I love his style of comedy.
I love him. I want to be like him. Like if I were to be an actor,
That's who you
that's
like.
how I would see my career, as just kind of the guy that like is in a bunch of stuff, but I'm not necessarily like
The main guy.
the main guy.
But you're doing that little clip of comedy.
Yep. That's
I
what I
like it.
want to do. Like I want people to know who I am, but I don't need you to know who I am.
But I don't think that's who he wants to be in the movies. I think he'd want to be a bigger name.
I'm sure he's gonna be
Yeah.
because
He's so funny.
his name is getting bigger and bigger as time goes on. So
I got a big one. I got Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac,
The late Bernie Mac.
the late Bernie Mac, he was
Guy that
in
died way too soon.
way too soon, dude. He was.
I think he
on
was just getting to
fire.
the height of his career.
Yeah, he was on fire.
So funny.
Everything he did, the Bernie Mac show, Mr. 300. He was in his stand-up was
He was Kings of Comedy.
Kings of Comedy. Oh my God, his stand-up was real good.
Top notch. Guy
Man,
that definitely shouldn't have passed away when he did.
I miss him.
Yeah, I
I kind
miss
of
him
want to
too.
like just go and buy the Bernie Mac show now,
Yeah. Yeah,
just
that
to
guy.
watch it again. It's been a while since I saw that.
Yeah, he was good in it too.
I
Big family guy too. Very big.
oh
family.
yeah, yep.
So.
You could tell in his show.
Mm-hmm.
This one is I haven't really heard her name a whole lot lately, but Wanda Sykes.
Wanda Sykes. So funny.
Wanda Sykes is.
If you don't
I
know who
don't know-
Wanda Sykes is, you need to go look her up.
I don't
too.
know why she's not. I don't know like her anything
She was
about.
big in the early
Exactly.
2000s. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah, I haven't
what
seen-
happened or if anything happened or maybe she
Maybe
just,
she retired.
yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
she just didn't want to do it anymore. I might have to look that up, but
Maybe
Wanda
she
Sykes
is out
one
there.
of
Maybe we
my-
just don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't been paying attention. But yeah, she was great. She's hilarious.
I love her stand-up
She
and
put she puts
acting
so
and-
much honesty on something that's so
Oh, yeah.
funny that you wouldn't even think of.
Oh, and just the energy.
Yeah.
I feel like she had a lot of good energy. Like she like just had
Honest
the-
energy though.
Yeah. Yep.
Just tells it how it is. Yeah, she was great. She still is great. That is,
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
No, I still see her
Hilarious lady.
in stuff every now and then. I just wish she was more prominent. Than
Yeah. Yeah, she's another one that should probably have had a bigger role.
Mm-hmm.
I got another late great. Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice.
Patrice was so funny.
His stand-up. I wish he was still around because that guy.
He's good friends with my guy,
Yes,
Bert.
yes, he was.
Him and Bert came up together. Yeah. But Patrice was...
Man, if he was still around, he would be.
I don't think he even came close to hitting his heights.
He would have gone way up there.
It's so funny.
He would have. He probably would have been given. He probably would have had his own podcast like through all of this.
Oh, yeah.
He would be up there with all of the top guys.
Top comedians, yeah. Yeah, Patrice was hilarious. Very funny guy.
And I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't narrow my list down to 5, so I do have more than 5.
Yeah, I do too.
My number.
There's way too many guys and,
Yeah.
and girls in this category.
And I figured since
Let's just jump it up to 10.
Well, I was gonna say we did 10 last time, so that's how many I wrote down.
That's how many I did too.
So I have 10, but my number 5 is Chris Rock. I just watched him in the Beverly Hills Ninja.
I forgot that when we started watching it, I forgot that he was in that movie.
That's another thing we did today. We watched that movie, and he was in it, and he made my list.
As soon as you watched it.
Well, I mean, he would have made my list anyways.
Yeah.
But he is.
I think we
such
kind
a
of
good
fought
actor.
over him for a little bit.
We did.
I finally let you have him.
Yeah. No, he was on your list, and
Yep.
then you had so many that you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go this way. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking him then
Yeah,
because
yep.
he's got to be named.
Since we both wanted him, I was like, there's a couple others that I want, so you can have them. It wasn't like I didn't want him, because Chris Rock is,
Amazing.
yeah, he's gold. I'm going to go with Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer.
What I love about Cedric the Entertainer in his comedy is his body language. His body language is just as funny as the story that he's telling.
Well, that's got to help him on stage. Like,
Oh.
that's huge. He was just in one of the Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, did you see that?
I didn't like him. Like I told
Oh,
you,
yeah, you
I didn't
didn't.
watch 1 second of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they brought
As big
back,
of a football fan as I am, folks, I didn't watch 1 second of the football game. I don't know
Dang.
why. Just wasn't into it this year.
You should have watched the commercials then. Or
Yeah.
the after, like, I guess, well, you came here today, so you didn't have an opportunity. But, yeah, no, he made that appearance in one of the commercials. All right, I got DL Hughley. He's my next guy.
He's hilarious.
DL.
He's got some great stand-up. He's got some great specials.
I love
If you don't know
DL.
who he is, look him up too. Very, very good dresser.
Amazing. He's a good looking dude.
The style of clothing that dude wears is totally right up my alley. That's something I would wear.
I would like to look that nice. I try to dress up. I get to dress up at my job now. And I feel like I do a decent job, but man, I could take some lessons from him.
He's got that old gangster pimp kind of look. Oh, I love it. Those suits that he wears.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
imagine they're a pretty penny.
Funny though.
They're a little more
Man,
expensive
is
than
he
I can
funny.
afford.
I think every comedian that we got on our lists.
He's the best dresser.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
He's up there.
Oh,
If
he's
not,
up there, yeah.
There's a lot of good dressers out
Oh,
all.
yeah.
But out of everybody on our list, I think they're all top-notch comedians.
Well,
Every name that we're gonna name off tonight, if you watch their specials and not cry laughing, you're not watching the right. Like,
Yeah.
go check out one of their. You're gonna cry laughing at one of their specials.
yeah, or
every
at least-
one of these
at least a
people are
part of
so
their
funny.
special.
So, all right. I got my girl, Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany had. Not only is she funny, she is a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, I don't know much about her career. I know a little bit about her, but
So funny.
for what I know, I want to get to
She
know.
was on. She was on the Comedy Store special
Oh yes.
for a little bit.
Yep.
She was talking about coming up through the Comedy Store, and Mitzi didn't like her. Well, Mitzi liked her, but Mitzi said, "You're too pretty, honey, to be funny."
That's a hard. I've never been told that.
I.
So I mean, I got that going for me.
So you're good. You're in the clear.
Yeah.
You're ugly enough to be funny.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
You're not ugly.
My next is I mean I had to put him on here. Cat Williams. Cat Williams is a great comedian. He knows how to.
I'm not a huge Cat Williams fan, but I will tell you this: even not being a Cat Williams fan, the dude is got some funny stuff.
He's so physical in his comedy.
Yep.
He's one of the great physical comedians. I love how he gets into
Another
act.
very honest comedian.
Yeah,
he will tell you what is on his mind and not scared. He ain't scared to say anything.
Yeah, he's one of the guys you're not going to want to listen to on your walk. You're going to want to like sit down and watch because that's part and not necessarily a necessity, but for me, I want to be able to see what.
Very funny dude. Very funny dude. Yeah. Damon Wayans. I went with Damon Wayans, and you know that I was bouncing between the Wayans brothers. I could have named the entire Wayans family because they're all hilarious. Could you imagine being at like their Thanksgiving or something? That whole family, there's 14, 15, 16 kids there, and all of them are famous comedians.
That would be so fun.
If you went to a family outing with them people, I think your cheeks would hurt from laughing so much.
I can't imagine just growing up in that household.
But Damon, I had to put Damon in there because Major Payne and some of the movies that dude came out with are some of my all-time favorites. Not only was he hilarious, but he was also a great actor.
Well, I mean, yeah, he hit everything
Spectrum.
he could, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Who I feel bad for is if they had any pets, because they were around, but they didn't get anything that they were talking about. Like, they didn't get to experience them. They got to hang out with them, but they didn't get to experience them.
Right.
All right, my next is Leslie Jones. SNL. She's getting into movies.
She's starting to get big again.
She's starting to get like what do you mean?
Like she's starting to do big movies.
Yeah.
She was just in Ghostbusters or whatever, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, she was in Ghostbusters. She's in a lot of stuff. She's coming out. She's
starting to actually get some major roles.
She's getting some good traction.
Yeah. Yeah. She very funny lady. Very funny. Great comedian. If you didn't know she was a stand-up comedian, go look that woman up. She's hilarious too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I at one point I listened to her on, I think it was Mark Maron's podcast. And I might be mistaken, but just getting to know her personally too. She just seems like a really down to earth person.
Yeah. And most of these people are, if you actually just that's like I said earlier, that's kind of why I like podcasts, cuz you get to really meet the person.
Yep.
Tracy Morgan.
Oh, Tracy Morgan. Yep. His special, his last special. I don't know if it was his last special. One of his last specials about getting hit by that Walmart truck.
It was a bus or something, wasn't it?
It was something like that. Hilarious. It was. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah, because he got hit by. He ended up getting a
guy hit by something.
Yeah.
And he was down for it. That's why he was out of movies and stuff like that for a while.
I think he almost died.
Yeah, he almost died.
Like that would have been tragic because
the dude's hilarious.
Amazing. Yeah.
A very good storyteller.
Well, I mean, and he's a very good actor too. Like he's in a lot of different things.
All right. What's your next one?
My next one is Lavelle Crawford. Do you remember Lavelle Crawford?
Yeah. Big dude.
Oh yeah, he's a big
dude.
He's a good comedian though. He's got some good material.
Facial expressions. He's not so much active, but his facial expressions are great. So if you're going to go watch one of his specials, definitely probably want to watch the video because his facial expressions could almost tell a story alone.
Well, I mean, even like if he didn't have a punchline to a joke, I bet if he just did facial expressions,
People laugh.
He'd
You get a laugh.
Yep.
Yeah. I got to go with Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey
is hilarious, and his career is booming. It's always like.
Well, I mean, obviously he's got that game show going on. He's
got his own talk show too.
Yeah, he's got a
lot of things going for him right now.
He's got a lot of work.
I like the inspirational stuff that he's been saying too. He's a very good speaker.
I guess I haven't seen a lot of his inspirational stuff.
Oh yeah.
I need to look into that.
Yeah, you look him up on YouTube. A lot of his inspirational speeches, like he'll talk in between, like the game show, when they're like on break.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yep.
And he'll talk, and it's kind of cool. They're pretty good. He's a very good speaker, not just comedian, but actual like.
He has some knowledge behind what.
Yeah.
So he probably wouldn't make a great guest here because he's too smart.
He could be a guest. He could never be a host.
No.
He's not dumb. He'd get here once, do it once, and go, yeah, I was way too smart for you guys.
Yeah, he's way over our heads.
So, yeah.
All right, my next, actually, this is my last one, but it's, I talked about him in the first episode, but I had to throw in an 11th. I know we were only supposed to do 5, and then I was only supposed to do 10, but I did 11. It's kind of a twofer, because on Dave Chappelle is my number 10, but on the Dave Chappelle show, he had Charlie Murphy.
Oh.
Charlie Murphy and Dave Chappelle, when they were together, obviously they're great comedians, like, separate. And Charlie Murphy, like, I feel like...
Eddie's brother.
Yeah, well, yeah, Eddie's brother. But he didn't obviously have, like, Eddie's, necessarily his success. People obviously know who he is, though.
I listen to comedians talk about Charlie, and... what made Charlie so good was Charlie was famous before he was a comedian.
Yeah, and that would be the toughest part, doing stand-up after you already have a name. So a lot of the comedians
said the hardest part for Charlie was he was trying to learn how to be a comedian while being a comedian. Like, he was a headliner before he was even an open micer.
Because he had to learn the craft
Yep.
with a... Well, it's a good thing to learn the craft with a crowd, but once you have a crowd that knows your name, that's a tougher part because they are literally coming out to see you. But when you are in the learning stages, that's tough. Like, obviously you want people there, but if they're paying for it, like I've had some shows where I don't get paid, so I'm not as nervous because I'm like, well,
right.
You're out some time, sure, if you don't like what I have, but I feel like I do decent enough to make it worth a little bit of time, you know.
Right.
Especially most of my jokes, like, they're like 10 seconds long. If you can last 10 seconds for.
But Dave Chappelle, he's got to be one of the greats.
Dave Chappelle. That's why I put Dave Chappelle. He made my list, I think, in the first episode, or if he didn't, he should have. I'd have to go back and listen again, but he is one of the greatest of all time.
Dude blew up.
Oh my God, he, like, even today, like, if he just wants a show, like, he'll stop in Minneapolis, and he went to First Ave and sold out like 9 shows, like, instantly, like, no time at all, and just gone.
Yep. So good.
Is that you have one more?
I got one more. I got the last one. He's also the dude that we're dedicating the show to tonight.
Yep, we want to dedicate every episode to a comedian. And
we're going Richard Pryor, the GOAT.
Richard Pryor. He is definitely... He's a contender for the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
He is a contender for the GOAT.
I know you don't agree with...
I know...
In my eyes, Richard Pryor is the godfather of comedy.
He's a very, very good comedian. I will give you that. And he deserves everything in all respect. So he definitely has that running for the GOAT.
I think you could talk to almost any comedian, and they know who Richard Pryor is.
Oh, for sure. Everybody knows who he is and what he has done. What his career has done for other comedians. Like, he has been a very inspirational guy, like, in his time, and obviously after.
A dude that just went from greatness to the bottom of the barrel to greatness. To the bottom of the barrel to back to great. If you've never seen, if you want to watch a really good documentary, go watch the documentary on Richard Pryor. It will change what you like.
I have not seen that, so maybe that's one of the reasons why. I have an understanding of what his like background was. I know stories, but again, I haven't seen any sort of documentary. And I'm keeping my mind open. I want to see this.
I'll have to. I'll let you watch it one of these times. We'll watch it together. The dude's life. You'll go, what? Really? Like, no way. The dude was homeless. The dude went from being a millionaire to one of the top comedians in the world to being homeless, to being a millionaire again, to being a drug addict, and dang near homeless and broke again, to being the biggest thing in comedy all over. I mean,
can you imagine that
he went from being a nobody to being back on top like 3 or 4 times in his lifetime.
Can you imagine?
I'm trying to make it to be on top one time in my life. All these comedians are trying to make it to be up on top one time in their lifetime, and this guy did it 3 or 4 times in his lifetime.
That's insane. Can you imagine though, like everybody knows who you are, but you can't afford a house or an apartment.
A cup of soup.
Yeah. That's insane. But then obviously he did get it back a few times. But I can't imagine getting to that point and then all of a sudden like you're just...
You need to watch that documentary because it's really, really good. On one when I can't remember what time this was, but he came out to a show. They did a show, and he was terrible. He was absolutely horrible. He goes, I'm just not. He literally stops the show and goes, yeah, this is. I'm sorry. I'm not funny today. It's just not gonna happen. I don't. This stuff's not coming out. I'm sorry.
Well,
and he quit the show, stopped it, came back the next night, and he gave everybody their money back and told them to come back tomorrow, and he killed it.
Huh.
I mean, he tore down the house so much that it was like. You got to watch the episode. You got to watch it because the way they said it was like it was inspiration. It was It was a life-changing show. Seeing a guy that went from just not there,
just the ups and downs.
Yeah, they go. That was pretty much his life in 2 shows.
Wow,
it was really cool. Richard Pryor to me is a big inspiration in my career, in what I would like to be like the dude paved the way for so many different kind of comedians. The guy was so good, such a great talker, and didn't give 2 rats about what people thought.
Well, obviously, like if you get to that position, like, and then everybody, if you get to that position and all of a sudden you realize like you're down on your luck and you realize who's actually there for you, like why would you care if they're not helping you when you're down? Why are you gonna help them when you're up? Like, I mean,
you gotta watch the documentary.
It's a tough.
The dude
mindset.
was terrible to women though. I think
okay.
He was married like 7 times.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta watch the documentary. The documentary is so good, and
yeah, I did.
But
I did
listening
hear about
him,
that part, and again, that's.
But listening to him, comedy for Richard was his. People take pride in things in their life, like their loved ones, their kids. There's some. Like everything. Somebody does something for somebody in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Richard did everything in his life for comedy.
For his comedy.
His comedy, he goes, the only thing I got in my life is my comedy. When I die, people are going to remember me for my comedy. And that's all I'm working for.
And I mean, if you do it at that level, I mean, that it almost has to be. I mean, if your family life isn't working out and you got to put your effort in somewhere.
He had a very rough. I can tell we're getting to the end of the show and I'm getting tired. I can't even talk right now. What was that word?
I don't know what luff is.
he had a very rough childhood.
Yeah. That might have.
And that's another thing that you need to watch in that episode is his childhood. Him talk about he was raised by his grandma, and his grandma was a gangster. I mean, a gangster. She ran a pool hall, and she was the boss.
Okay.
What grandma said, it happened.
Okay. I'll have to watch this. Well, I mean, that's where I'm probably going to be doing. That's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Watching this
Documentary.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think that was a pretty good episode. That's episode 3 for us.
That's episode 2.
Oh, 2. God dang, I am getting tired.
Getting
I'm
tired.
out of it.
That was episode 2 for us. But
what time is it right now? It's got to be.
It's midnight right now for us.
It is midnight here. Yeah, that was episode 2. That was a pretty good episode.
I think that was good. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed recording it.
Don't forget, we are on the web now.
We're on the web. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We got a video on YouTube that you can watch.
Yeah, you can click on our webpage.
Yeah, click our link to the YouTube page.
Yep. We're at www.thestupidestpodcast.com.
Follow us, like us, listen.
Share. Hope you guys had a good time. We enjoyed talking to you guys. We'll see you next episode.
Have a good one.